hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that. Hello. Rejoice, Lions fans. Brad Holmes didn't screw up. It's worth celebrating these days. Welcome into the show, everybody. Ben Bosscher here with you as always. Kyle Sandel behind the glass today. Your newest Detroit Lion is Blake Miller, right tackle from Clemson. Look, I think, I'll just rip the Band-Aid off. I thought the draft played out perfectly for the Lions. I love the selection of Blake Miller. I love it even more at 17. The fact that the Lions didn't have to trade up to go get their tackle was a win of its own, especially after tackle goes 9, tackle goes 10, tackle goes 12. Kyle, I'm sure you can attest to this. All of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. Heart starts racing a little bit. I told you there was 5 first-round tackles. There ended up being a couple more than that. But I thought that there was a true 5 tackles that deserved to go in the first round. There were first-rounders in almost every draft. Blake Miller, obviously one of them. But when 3 of them were gone, by the time they got to pick 13, I started to panic a little bit. Are the Lions going to have to trade up to pick 15? Pick 16, move up 1 pick the same way that Dallas moved from 12 to 11, not to get aggressive, but simply to play defense and defend other teams from trying to leapfrog you. Block them from doing that. I thought the Lions were going to have to do that. Turns out they don't. They let this thing play out. Brad Holmes said it all started once the Rams took Ty Simpson at pick 17. He kind of was able to map everything else out and realized they were able to get their guy. There's some pushback. Oh, they should have took Monroe Freeling. He was still available. I don't really care to hear any of that. Blake Miller is a 4-year starter. Played 54 games at Clemson, started every single one of them, never missed a game, only missed 1 practice his entire tenure with Clemson. That was due to wrist surgery. Was back out there the very next day. Team captain, former wrestler, a great interview, one of the most pro-ready players in this year's draft, day 1 starter at a position the Lions needed desperately. Plus, they didn't have to trade up to get it. Kyle, I'm not going to give it an A+. I will give it an A, though. That is about as well as it could have played out for the Lions.
Yeah, and it's exactly what we discussed as far as how they should go about this draft. Your final prediction was that they trade up for Blake Miller. My final prediction was that they stay put and either take Monroe Freeling or Blake Miller. And like you said, I was just as worried as you were when Caden Proctor went as early as he did. Mm-hmm. Felt scared. Felt scared about what Baltimore was going to do. I felt scared about somebody else trading up. But like you said, once Tampa really solidified it with their pick, it's like, okay, there is no zag. That's where I was sitting there at pick 16. I'm like, there is no zag, Brad. You're going to get your choice. Just take your guy. There's no way you don't take an offensive tackle here. And I wasn't even nervous, honestly. I'll be straight up. I was confident. There's 2 guys there that we talked about. It's obvious. Just take one of them, and they did.
And by the time it got to pick 17, I don't know what it was, but throughout the course of yesterday, it just felt more and more like screaming in our faces, this is going to be Blake Miller. He's one of these gritty dudes, interviews really well, secretly have the 3rd best relative athletic score of any tackle that was on the combine this year, and just one of those leaders. Like Dabo Sweeney has some incredible quotes about the guy, team captain, does all this stuff. Fits the Detroit Lions culture. I think that's what it is the most. And I know that we have grown frustrated with Brad at sometimes for prioritizing that maybe a little bit too much rather than just going and adding the most talented players. He cares a little bit too much about who fits for the Lions. I think this is a player who fits the Lions culture while also being someone who can step in right away at right tackle, being one of the most experienced players in this year's draft, has the Clemson record for most snaps played, most games played. without really missing anything as well. So day one, starter. He'll have competition with Larry Borum, but I think we all expect Blake Miller to be the day one starter here at right tackle, which is the only position he played in college, which for me, unfortunately, means Penei Sewell is moving over to the left side. I thought that him and Tate Ratledge were pretty awesome next to each other, but nonetheless, it feels like this is inevitable now that he's moving over to the left side. You know who's really going to benefit from this? Whoever's playing left guard. I look at what happened with the Lions' offensive line in just one offseason. They go from the corpse of Graham Glasgow to Cade Mays. You don't even have to know that much about Cade Mays. You all saw how bad Graham Glasgow was last year. That should be an upgrade. At left tackle, you're going from Taylor Decker, another guy who was pretty much a corpse of himself last year, to Penei Sewell. On the right side, you're bringing in a first-round rookie that brings, I've said it again, but I'm going to continue to say it because it's important, 54 college starts under his belt. That's who now is playing right tackle. You've got your right guard in Tate Ratledge. And then whether it's Christian Mahogany or Miles Frazier or Juice Scruggs playing left guard, that person's going to benefit from Penei Sewell being right next to them. Suddenly, I feel as if this makeover that they insisted on doing all offseason is basically complete, and I feel about as bullish on the Detroit Lions as I have all offseason. It's weird to say, hey, this one addition all of a sudden makes you feel like you're back in that quote-unquote Super Bowl window, Super Bowl bubble. But at the same time, how do you not feel great about the progress that they've made on the offensive line, the additions they've made? They told us it was going to be a priority, and they delivered this offseason by investing as much of their resources as possible into upgrading every position, including the offensive tackle 3 spot for Dan Skipper, who retired, and now you got Larry Borum, who's probably just a better version of Dan Skipper, to be honest.
Yeah, it's funny. Now we're going to view Larry Borum as this, positive asset to have when we were worried. Even if you had taken Caden Proctor, it still might have to be Larry Borum. There's no question, whether or not Blake Miller is going to be ready to go or not. And I think that's why you had convinced me and a lot of our audience that he was the right guy for the Lions because of that experience. We'd been talking about this for a while with the draft. With the new college eligibility stuff, who knows how long it's going to last, but there's going to be these guys that are coming in that are very enticing to GMs in the NFL. Hey, I've played 6 years. I played 4 or 5 years as a starter with a ton of experience. I'm ready to go right now. By the time I'm off my rookie contract, boom, then I'm already a complete vet in the NFL.
Yeah.
And Blake Miller's about to be the same way. And so that's why, you had convinced me that he was the right guy. Shout out to you because you called this a while ago. You were in on him for some time. And I'm just super excited. I think that, one, thank you to Brad Holmes for just not zagging and not doing something crazy and just making the pick that made a lot of sense.
I was so happy when Ruben Bain got drafted at 15. I was like, yes, the last edge rusher that's a true top 20 guy is off the board. Not that I don't want them to take an edge at some point, but I was worried that they were just going to be like, well, this guy kind of fell pretty far and he's the best player available. No, you needed a tackle, and that's what they did.
Wow, you were maybe going to talk yourself into it?
No, not at all.
Oh.
I was happy when Ruben Bain was off the board.
Yeah, but what if he was on the board?
I would have been like, oh, God, Brad Holmes is going to screw this up. Best
I don't
player
think
available.
so. I don't think so. Holmes has never really been the guy to take the falling in the draft guy, But like you said, this also was clear that Miller was their guy all along because they had the choice of Freeling or Miller. The fact that both of them fell was something I didn't really think was going to happen. I don't think we thought it was going to happen based off of all the stuff we did yesterday of they might have to trade up to get their guy. The fact that they had their choice and clearly Miller was their guy and they got him. That's what I'm most excited about because what was our number one priority yesterday? Brad Holmes to get a tackle, but to get the one that he wanted the most, to get the guy at the top of their board or whatever. Clearly Miller was. No doubt about it.
I wonder how high he was up the board because he's the 4th tackle that got taken. I would imagine Maui Noah and Fanu, those were kind of the consensus 1 and 2 guys.
With Fanu going first, too, by the way.
Yeah, pretty surprising there with Cleveland.
Falling to 10 for Maui Noah. Whew.
I would imagine that those 2 guys just, again, Brad Holmes' board is not consensus board. But consensus board, pretty much everywhere you looked, was Maui Noah and Fanu were the 2 best guys. I wonder if Blake Miller or Caden Proctor for the Lions was the number 3 person on the board.
I would think
Miller. Because there was
Miller.
a lot of Caden Proctor buzz leading up to the draft, too. It was Miller and Proctor as the 2 most heavily tied people to the Detroit Lions the entirety of the draft. Proctor goes 12 to Miami, and Blake Miller falls right into the Lions' lap.
which, like, Proctor was the Alabama guy. Nobody loves his Alabama guys like Brad Holmes. So
True.
maybe that was in play. But also, I mean, we had talked about this too. If you know how the draft is going to work out and you map it out, and I'm absolutely sure that the people in the front offices have a general idea of who's going to be there, who's not going to be there. They knew that Maui Noah and Spencer Fano weren't going to be there at 17.
Right.
So Blake Miller might have been their for real number one tackle that they were targeting.
Mm-hmm.
And I would honestly assume that he was. And so the fact that they get that guy is extremely exciting.
I give it an A. I know it's ridiculous to do draft grades the day after, but it's also a necessity.
Yeah, what do you mean it's ridiculous? You
can-
literally have
kinda-
to.
You kind of have to
You
do
have
it.
to.
I give it an A, man. I think this worked out perfectly based on the player that they brought in, the fit, the impact that he can have right away, plus the fact that they didn't have to trade up, which you and I and pretty much everybody else 24 hours leading up to the draft were kind of led to believe that the Lions actually might have to trade up, not to go get their guy necessarily, but to fend off anybody else from jumping them. They might have to be aggressive first, the same way Dallas moved up literally one pick.
spot.
It's not to take someone that Miami was going to take. That is to prevent Miami from taking a different sort of deal and having somebody else trade up. I thought the Lions were going to have to do that. They didn't have to do it at all. So the day in general, not even just the pick, but the way it worked out, I give it an A.
What if you could have traded down?
Oh, well, that would have been nice and still got Miller, but I'm not going to sit here and
No, I
say
know.
the what if.
But
game
also,
and
like,
what
I
could have
did
been better.
think about it though. Like, once we were there and both of the tackles were there, I was like, Like, I wonder. Obviously, someone has to be willing to trade up. But we had talked about the scenario where if the tackles do fall and you have your option, like, could you trade down to pick 20, to pick 21, and still get one of them? You wouldn't have been able to because
such a big
Carolina
dice
took
roll.
Carolina took Freeling at 19, so you wouldn't have been able to. So that's basically what I'm trying to say is them not trading down also worked out. Staying put, which we had decided was like maybe the thing we didn't think was going to happen. I kind of was team trade down. You were team trade up. They do neither. They stay put, and it worked out for everybody.
2 years in a row he stayed put, Brad Holmes. I don't think that's ever happened.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's definitely never
Wow.
happened.
Man.
Brad Holmes
Talk
being
about
patient.
growth, man. That's growth.
Shout out Brad Holmes, man. He's growing along with us. He's listening. He's not trying to zag for the sole purpose of zagging. What would you give this draft grade? Blake Miller, your latest Detroit Lion.
We got some people disagreeing with you in the YouTube, too. I'm excited to get to it.
Well, let's get to those people when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We are live here on 100.9 The Mitt. The 9 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by Iron Stack Technology. We talk about the game plan all the time. Yesterday, Brad Holmes' game plan was get an offensive tackle, and it worked out to perfection. That's how IT approaches. That's how Iron Stack approaches IT. They help businesses stay secure, efficient, and ready for what's next, so you can focus on your mission instead of your technology. Iron Stack Technology, solution-driven, mission-focused. You can check them out online at ironstacktechnology.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building. by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Welcome back into the show. I give yesterday's draft day, not even just the pick, but an A. They didn't have to trade up. They got their guy, Blake Miller. It's a guy who's ready to start immediately. I also think that you look at this complete makeover that the Lions offensive line has had. Taylor Decker's now Penei Sewell. He's moving over to left tackle. You can pretty much lock that in. Blake Miller only played right tackle in college, 54 career starts. Blake Miller is now your right tackle. Okay? Tate Ratledge still there. Graham Glasgow's been replaced by Cade Mays. Whoever ends up playing left tackle, let's call it Christian Mahogany for now has the luxury of playing next to Penei Sewell. I feel like they really did do the makeover in a really efficient and smart way. They didn't go out and pay their top-tier center. You know, they went and got a team-friendly contract with Cade Mays. And just like that, I feel like the Lions' offensive line is going to take naturally a big step forward, mostly because of addition by subtraction, but also because they put a ton of resources into that offensive line. Now, we still got to let Blake Miller play and Cade Mays play. It's not like they're guaranteed to be great, but those guys were such weak points last year, Taylor Decker and Graham Glasgow.
I can promise you Cade Mays will be better than Graham Glasgow.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I mean, come on.
I feel pretty good about saying I think the Lions' offense and offensive line and protecting Jared Goff and paving runways for Jahmyr Gibbs, I think the offense becomes a lot more consistent next year.
I sure hope so, based off of how it was last year. I mean, still to this day, I couldn't name you the guy that was starting center on Christmas against the Vikings. Not going to have to worry about that, hopefully, this year, because you got some – not only do you have, upgraded starters at those spots, but now the depth just looks better. Like you said, you have options for the left guard now. And that's why I'm starting to get more and more open to the idea of Sewell – I mean, not open because it is happening now – of Sewell being the left tackle.
Right.
Like – we talk about, he made Tate Ratledge have a pretty good season. Well, if we feel Tate Ratledge is a pretty good right guard now that he got that as his rookie season, then it makes sense to put the left guard, ex-left guard, whoever it's going to be, next to the all-pro Penei Sewell.
What are the people saying in our YouTube chat right now?
So our guy Nick in the YouTube chat, man, he's the one guy that is zagging. He says, I don't understand. Brad always says best player available, but he didn't even take the best offensive tackle available, let alone the best player. So now you move your generational right tackle to left tackle where he might struggle and draft an okay right tackle. He follows it up by saying, my issue with Penei at left tackle is he's a much better run blocker than he is a pass blocker, and your left tackle has to be a better pass blocker than run. Also, it's really not that easy to switch.
I was with our guy Nick here for a while about not wanting to move Penei Sewell over to the left side. I still think I'm fundamentally there. But let's take a step. Time out. Penei Sewell and struggle in the same sentence? Are we talking about the same Penei Sewell?
The one on his jersey.
The one on this guy right here? I don't think he's going to struggle at all. Yes, Penei Sewell is a better run blocker than he is a pass blocker. He is a generational run blocker. He's an adequate pass blocker. He's still going to be better than Blake Miller right away. He's still going to be better pass blocking at whoever else they could throw at left tackle right away. I think it's fine that he's playing left tackle.
He finally follows it up by saying, by the way, not for nothing, Reuben Bain took Blake Miller's lunch money in about every rep when Clemson and Miami played.
That I can't really speak on. I haven't seen that tape, to be quite honest. I'm not saying that you're wrong, Nick. I'm just saying I have not seen that.
Right.
But I'm confident with the combination of Hank Fraley and the Lions organization in general. I think they're going to be able to get the most out of this guy.
Yeah. I mean, and everyone else in the YouTube chat, Chris, love the pick. Now go all defense rest of the way. Donkey Kong says, I am so excited.
I think it's mostly defense the rest of the way. I'm not going to be upset at a tight end flyer and a running back flyer at some point. I think the tight end one's probably a little bit more needed.
Running back, you said?
Yeah. I mean, it's not
like late in the draft. Yeah,
yeah,
sure,
like a
sure.
day 3 pick.
Why not? I'm still team DB though. I'm still team take a DB.
In
I know we're not getting to that
hold on.
yet.
In
but.
terms of
you're just
second
talking
round,
about offense. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. The priority list is still DB, linebacker, nose tackle as your next three, right? Like and edge, obviously, that goes without saying. Edge, DB, and linebacker. Those are your next three needs. Those should be your next 3 picks. Again, I know they don't draft based on needs, but yesterday they kind of did, and I'm honestly Pretty glad about it. 989-837-6125. What is your draft grade for the Detroit Lions? Let's get to a couple of mint messages here. Steve says, solid A. Never missed a game in 4 years. The last 2 years, he didn't give up a sack or have a holding penalty. Stud. Absolutely love it. I echo everything he's saying. Jerome Murphy says, I'd say A- or B+. Makes sense that they choose Miller over Monroe Freeling, who seem to be more of a gamble than Miller. I don't even know if it's more of a gamble. I think Miller's just more of a guarantee and has the experience.
I mean, wouldn't that mean it's more like he's safer? If he's safer,
sure.
then that would mean taking the other guy is hypothetically more of a gamble.
Sure. Freeling only had 1.5 years of starting under his belt, where I know I've probably already said it 54 times, but he has 54 starts on it. That's not nothing, man. Program record for games and snaps played. Never misses any time. If availability is the best ability, Blake Miller's our guy.
And, like,
especially replacing a guy who never was healthy.
If I would have done a little bit more research here, this was probably obvious this was the Lions guy, right? The stuff that you mentioned, dude had wrist surgery and missed one practice. Like, games played. He just had
team
like
captain.
Think about the guys
wrestler.
that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes like, man. Like, he is the perfect guy for that. He fits everything that they like. It's pretty obvious, honestly.
Michael says it's a solid, safe pick. We need offensive line. Goff is not a scrambling quarterback. He had 0 protection last season. Yeah.
He's not a scrambling quarterback. That's right.
What should be the Lions' number one priorities at all times? Protecting Jared Goff, first and foremost. Paving runways for Jahmyr Gibbs. Check with this pick.
Hopefully Drew Petzing can scheme up some runs to the left side now. Gonna need it.
Penei Sewell in motion, running left to right.
And, like, we got to remember Penei Sewell played left tackle in college. You know, like that.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
It's not like he's never played the position.
No, that's his natural position.
Yeah, exactly.
I have, shocking that I think this, I have a tremendous amount of confidence in Penei Sewell that he's going to be able to flip to the left side and still be an all-pro caliber player. Not really worried about that all that much. My holdback in moving him to the left side was always, you're screwing over Tate Ratledge. Keep the two best guys next to each other to pair them up. I don't think he's going to struggle at left tackle, just to be clear.
It's certainly better than whatever option they would have, like ex-first-round rookie / Larry Borum / the ghost of Taylor Decker.
In hindsight, maybe they should have done this a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but Decker was still good. You know, like Decker was good up until last season, you know?
And they replaced Decker with a guy who's never hurt. I think that's pretty notable.
Really good point.
Corey says, everyone's saying they wanted Freeling. Hell no. This pick was the safest tackle to take, so of course Detroit made it. The tackle who will end up being the best of those guys is Max Anchor from Arizona State. You can book it. Went to the Steelers, the hometown pick, a couple picks later.
Steelers just be making that hometown pick, man. Kenny Pickett a couple years ago.
Well,
he said Monroe Freeling, hell no.
Hell no.
He's not a hometown pick. I just mean they were in Pittsburgh yesterday.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Let's go one more. Jim says, A, solid player who can start from the get-go. Sewell on the left side helps tremendously as Decker was playing hurt the last couple of years and his performance went down as well. I think people like this, man. People like the pick, and I don't blame them.
I mean, you got to, because time and time again, we talked about the biggest difference between the Lions being extremely successful when they were 15-2 to 9-8, missing the playoffs last year. It didn't have to do with Jared Goff's play. It had to do with Jared Goff's protection. That's the number. If you want this Lions offense to be as awesome as it can be, Goff needs to be protected. He's a great decision maker, but anytime he's under pressure like that, it's just too difficult. How do you start with that? Well, one, you move Penei Sewell over to his blind spot, which is pretty awesome. And then you draft a first-round talent. Like, this offensive line has been remade. Mm-hmm. And that was, I mean, think about what we talked about 2 months ago before free agency. Like, that was the number one goal of the offseason. Is it safe to put a check mark next to that now?
Oh, without a doubt. There's, Blake Miller, Cade Mays, they're still going to have to go prove it. But I feel comfortable saying, like,
done what they had to do. You know, the Lions have put themselves in a spot.
And especially with the fourth-place schedule, now I feel like bounce-back season very much in play. Very much in play. Got to talk about the rest of the draft. Got to figure out what else the Lions are going to do, who they should be targeting here on day 2 in the second and third round. Right now, they don't have a third-round pick, but they do have pick 50. A lot of good candidates there. We'll get into that soon as well. Continue to text in. 989-837-6125. The show is brought to you, as always, by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, the experts who do the job right in the first place. Leaky roof, storm damage, siding looking a little tired, Bresky has you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
I'm giving it an A. A lot of other people that we have texting in are saying A as well. We will get to more Mint messages shortly. Kyle, take it away with the news for now.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
Man, a lot to go over here in the news, Ben. Obviously, with the draft yesterday, we're going to talk about a couple things going on in the draft. We also had NBA playoffs last night, NHL playoffs. Man, it is a pretty awesome time of the year right now. Let's first go over, I think, just the biggest news from yesterday is that we're going to talk about in the 10 o'clock hour. Spencer Torkelson did a walk-off home run for the Tigers. Yeah, that guy. The guy who had 0 home runs for most of the season.
He's now got 2 of them.
He's got 2 of them, one of them a walk-off. Man, look at Spenny T.
Tigers
They win the series, too. Win the series against the Brewers.
I was just about to say, Tigers win the game, win the series. It's one of the more encouraging series wins that they've had this year. The Brewers were supposed to be good. This was the best regular season team in baseball last season. I know they got shelled in game 1, but the fact that they were able to bounce back and win 2 straight games, especially yesterday when it looked like they were going to lose this one, Torkelson with a walk-off home run in the 9th inning, that's a really big series win for the Tigers.
Totally is. And the Brewers are a really good team. They're also playing another good team in the NL Central starting today. Tigers-Reds, 3-game series in Cincinnati at the Great American Ballpark starting tonight. Framber Valdez versus Andrew Abbott, a little battle of the lefties. Tigers also now tied for first in the AL Central.
Oh, there we go.
RP in the YouTube chat says you all bullied Tork too soon.
Good. No, we encouraged
It worked,
him.
right?
I have a request. I want to hear your crystal voice a little bit more clear. Can you turn down this music
Yep,
just
good call.
a touch?
Good call. It's always so
I want
loud.
to make sure I can hear my friend.
It's always so
have
loud,
a conversation with them.
Okay, let's quickly take a peek at the community calendar presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. It's Arbor Day today, Ben. So in celebration of Arbor Day, the city of Midland... Actually, I'm going to quiz you first. Do you know what Arbor Day is?
Never heard of it.
It's about trees. It's like
I thought that was yesterday.
It's like an Earth Day, like extra. It's like the last Friday of April every day. Anyways, the city of Midland, in partnership with the DNR this morning, is going to plant 30 new trees along the east side of Plymouth Park. They're looking for volunteers today, midday today. So if you're interested, head to maxlovesmidland.com/community-calendar.
We just got a day for everything now, don't we? We got a day
there's
for the
national
trees.
Arbor Day is like a real day.
How is that different than Earth Day, though? These
Earth
seem
Day
like
is
the
about
same
the
thing.
Earth.
And this is
I don't know
only about the trees.
I will, like, I'm not some Arbor Day expert by any means, but
Sounds like it.
just because I know what it is, I guess you're right. Okay. I know we're going to talk about this in Around the League, but how could I not mention it in the news? Ty Simpson gets picked 13th by the Rams.
Yeah, man.
Whoa. I still was shocked by this. And Sean McVay, I think, was shocked by this. I don't know if he's happy about it.
That felt like the spot for him if he was going to go in the first round, though. I like it for kind of everybody except maybe Matt Stafford, who probably would have liked a wide receiver or a DB or something to help him win a Super Bowl. I just think of like the Jordan Love route of, hey, you're going to sit behind a Hall of Fame guy for a couple years. It works out for Ty Simpson, too, because he only had 15 starts under his belt in college. So he came in as one of the least experienced prospects we've had in a few years. Now he gets to sit behind a future Hall of Famer, reigning MVP. With Sean McVay. I think this worked out perfectly for him.
And, like, look, when the Rams made the trade last year at the draft to trade away their first-round pick, acquire Atlanta's first for the following draft, this was always the plan. Get 2 first-round picks and try to get the successor to Matthew Stafford in that draft. So they did. You know, no point in waiting. You have 2 first-round picks. Like, you might as well. Obviously, they used their other one to trade for Trent McDuffie, but still. So they used both of their first to go get an all-pro corner and then go get whoever's going to take over for Matt Stafford.
This is what they do. They don't use their first-round picks to help them out in year one. They don't have rookies.
Yeah, and if they do, they're awesome. You know, if they do, it's Jared Verse.
Yeah, they're lone first-round pick of the last, 3 decades, it feels like.
Yeah, it's Rams just continuing to do. It's interesting, though, because Sean McVay, I don't know if anybody saw the presser of him. Not that he was, seemed mad about it, but he certainly didn't seem excited about it, so it's kind of odd. He's big Stetson.
Oh, cool. Now also in trying to win a Super Bowl, I got to get this guy up to speed and groom this guy.
And he also loves Stetson Bennett. He literally goes, yeah, he's going to compete with Stetson, I guess. He just didn't seem that happy. Speaking of coaches and general managers and ownership maybe not being on the same page, Jeremiah Love gets picked 3rd overall to the Arizona Cardinals. You talked about this yesterday. It sounded like the GM front office was not in on this one. Ownership wanted them to take him. Ownership always overrules everything, of course. and third overall pick, top 3 pick a running back goes. First time since 2018 with Saquon Barkley.
Did you see his guaranteed money? He's the highest paid running back of all time because he was taken third overall in the Grand 2-6. $55 million guaranteed.
That's unreal for a running back.
For a running back that had an awful offensive line last season. Team that had a crazy bad offensive line. Remember when Jacoby Brissett broke the NFL record for most attempts in a game? Yeah, it's because their offensive line was terrible. They didn't want to run the ball anymore.
And who's their quarterback?
I don't get it.
Is Jacoby Brissett just their quarterback again, I guess? Yeah. Didn't they sign Tyler Algier?
Yes, they did.
That poor guy, man. He just can't stop being a backup. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, we'll talk about some more draft stuff later and around the league and in the second rendition of the news. Let's move off of the draft. Talk about the NBA games from last night. Did you watch any NBA, or was draft really full on your mind?
On the background, stole my attention in the final minute of that Knicks game, mostly focused on the draft.
Yeah, I watched the last couple, like you said, last couple minutes of the Knicks Hawks. I watched a little bit of Cavs Raptors. I watched like a minute of Timberwolves Nuggets because it was a blowout right away. But Hawks go up 2-1 on the Knicks. CJ McCollum comes up clutch again, hits a late shot with about 12 seconds to go to take the lead. Jalen Brunson trying to play hero with a buzzer beater. He just turns it over. Doesn't even get the shot off. And the Hawks go up 2-1, man. Are they going to win this series?
I think they might. I'm hoping the Knicks win because I think the Knicks have a much better chance of taking out the Celtics in the second round. I don't think the Hawks are able to do it. Hopefully I'm wrong. I just want somebody to be able to beat the Celtics so the Pistons don't have to run into them in a potential Eastern Conference Finals. I think the Knicks are the more likely team to do that, so I will be hoping the Knicks can pull this thing out and rally.
Right now, the Knicks are minus 126 to win the series now. Or, sorry, the Hawks are minus 126 to win the series. So, Knicks are now the underdogs. You can get them at plus 108. If you think they're going to come back and win this thing, who knows? And then Toronto versus Cleveland. Toronto picks up their first win at home. Pretty big win as well. Scotty Barnes has a huge game. They win 126 to 104. And then in the late game, Timberwolves. We talked about how great these two teams always play each other. Awesome series. Yeah, we did not get that yesterday.
Blowout.
Do you see how many points the Nuggets scored in the first quarter?
11?
11 points. Like the character from that show.
Stranger. What a pop culture reference from Kyle. That character from that show.
And you know exactly what I was talking about. Exactly. Yeah, the Timberwolves just blow out the Nuggets. Nuggets were playing without Aaron Gordon and Peyton Watson, so they were extremely depleted. Timberwolves go up 2-1 in that series, and as far as the odds to win that series go, Timberwolves minus 118, Nuggets at plus 100 to win the series. I think the Timberwolves are going to win it. I do. I don't know if the Nuggets can storm back from this.
I was just about to say, I think they are going to if Aaron Gordon's not going to play, and that's how they're going to look.
And I don't know what the update is on an injury for him, so we'll find out. Games going on tonight. You got 3 more of them. Game 3, Celtics 76ers. That's at 7 on Prime. That series is tied up at 1 apiece. At 8, Lakers Rockets. So finally, these two teams are not playing at 10:45 at night or whatever. It's at 8 p.m. on Prime. Lakers are up 2-0, but we're headed back to Houston. And then 10:30
I can't believe
tonight.
the spread on that game tonight, by the way. It's 9.5 for Houston. What are we? Are we watching this? We watched the same first 2 games
with the
of the
Lakers
series?
as underdogs at home in both of the first 2 games, and they won both of them. Spurs Trailblazers game 3. That's in Portland. That series is tied up at 1 apiece. No Wembanyama tonight for the Spurs. He's still listed as day-to-day, so I guess he's not been technically ruled out. But I'm pretty sure he can't play, right? I don't think the concussion protocol is.
I don't think he's playing until game 4.
Yeah.
Or maybe 5.
No.
Maybe.
Game 5?
If he came back for game 4, it'd be the fastest
When's
turnaround.
game 3? Sunday?
It'd be the fastest turnaround in the playoff history for a concussion.
Yeah, maybe not then. Man, what if Portland goes up 3-1 before Wemby comes back? That'd be terrible.
I might bet on the Spurs.
And then, of course, tomorrow, the Pistons are in action. Pistons versus Magic at 1 p.m. Ben, you said you were in on the 1 p.m. slate, or you're not? I can't remember.
I initially was out on it. I was initially in on it, but now I'd rather it be a night game because if it's going to be nice outside, I don't want to be sitting inside during the game.
It's a great point. But at least it's going to be over by like 3:30, and then you just have the rest of your day to do whatever.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
I also could just want,
more
to
basketball.
die the rest of the day.
Oh, true. To die. That could be what you want to do as well. That's at 1, and it's on Peacock.
Okay, there we go.
Save the rest for later.
All right, 989-837-6125. I want to know what your draft grade is. Have to do it. Day after the day one of the draft? Yeah, of course we're doing draft grades. I give it an A. And I also want to tell you what else the Lions should be targeting today in the second round. A couple players and a whole bunch of positions when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show. We are live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Happy Friday, everybody. Just know this, Mr. Appliance is your go-to fast, reliable home appliance repair right here in Midland. From refrigerators and ovens to washers and dryers and more, they'll get you back up and running with confidence. Keep your home running smoothly with Mr. Appliance. Schedule service today at MrAppliance.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Welcome back into the show. So the Lions have more business to get to today. Second round pick, they pick at pick 50. Odds of them staying put, I don't know, feel unlikely. I'm feeling a little bit of a trade up today. We didn't get one yesterday, maybe we get one today.
Man, you're just Mr. Trade guy, huh?
Either way, I feel like there's a couple names to look after that we can jump into here. Before we get into the names, I'll ask you this. The way that it was, for me, offensive tackle or bust in the first round. If they would have done anything else, I would have been irate. They didn't. They take offensive tackle. I think it's an A grade. I like the player. I like the fit. I like the pick. I like the value where they got him, too. Is it the same mentality this round with an edge rusher?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think at all,
Not
honestly.
to the same degree, at least. I think there's like maybe 50% of me that still, if I was 100% all in on a tackle in round one, I think I'm like 65, 70% all in on an edge rusher in round two. I would like it to be one. To be clear, I'm not as hell-bent on it being one.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly the position that I want them to draft, but it's not to the point where I'm going to be livid if they don't, like it would have been with offensive tackle in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still very much open to them taking a DB here in round two.
Because of the Kirby Joseph injury, because of the Brian Branch injury.
Or just a straight-up corner, too. We talked about this yesterday. I understand that maybe the dire need for 2026, a corner isn't needed. Past this season, though, with DJ Reed's guaranteed money up after this year, and is Terrion Arnold good, ?
Or going to be in jail, ?
There is a major long-term need for corner on this team that I would not mind addressing now.
I wouldn't mind like a hybrid nickel player.
Yeah, that too.
One name that pops up that comes to mind for that position is Keontae Scott. And by the way, you and I think both of us deserve a little bit of credit for the Blake Miller pick. We nailed it. We got it.
That was all you. That was all you. You were the one that convinced me of it. I'll give you your props for that.
Well, let me throw a little heat check. I'll throw a couple names out. And
no, you can only pick one?
I can only pick one?
I'm just kidding.
Well, I don't want to
throw the names out and then pick one, yeah.
Keontae Scott's a DB who had 5 sacks last year. He's a nickel hybrid safety. He's one of those guys that is just going to be playing all over the place in the box. You can blitz him. He can drop back in coverage. Did miss 15 tackles, but is ultra aggressive in the run game. That might be part of the reason why. That's something that can get cleaned up. Keontae Scott's a nickel corner DB kind of person that I'd be interested in taking if he's available at pick 50. If you're going linebacker, Jacob Rodriguez is a guy who, there was some late buzz that could be a first-round guy. I don't anticipate him being available at pick 50. But with that being said, linebacker's a pretty big need. And Brad Holmes has shown in the past he's not afraid to trade to try to grab a linebacker early on in the draft. But think about it. It's like Jack Campbell, obviously there. Derek Barnes is your starting will linebacker? That doesn't make me feel all that great. Let's put it this way. Going into camp last year, they had 10 linebackers. Right now, they have 5 on their roster. Don't be surprised if they take a linebacker at some point. Maybe it could be in the second round, and if it is, it's Jacob Rodriguez. Again, I don't think he's really going to be there. Then we can get into the edge rushers. Here's the guy I'm really going to push as the person I think that they should draft in the second round. Gabe Jackas from Illinois. A-plus interview guy, one of those guys that fits the Lions culture, had 12 sacks last year, really good run defender too. That would be my, if I had to make my guy my dude here in the second round, I think it'd be Gabe Jackas from Illinois, the edge rusher.
Not the Michigan guy.
Well, which Michigan guy? Derek Moore, Jayshon Barham?
Well, yesterday you were talking about Derek Moore, yeah.
Could be either of those guys. I have those guys written down as well as potential names to look at for the second round at pick 50 if they stay.
I think everybody, all the Michigan Lions fans would obviously be ecstatic that one of those guys were their pick.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just going to say this, and Ryan actually just said it in our YouTube chat, so shout out to him. He said, everyone wants him to draft an edge, but They have told you for years they don't value edge. The biggest example of that is Marcus Davenport was the starter in a Super Bowl window twice. That's kind of how I feel. I just like
Doesn't mean it should be like, what else should it be then?
yeah. I'm not gonna. I guess that's why the main reason I'm not edge or bust, because it's just I just don't know if they're gonna do it. It feels like a position that they draft later in the drafts, and they're just like whatever. Yeah, I know. I understand. I understand.
Crazy.
I mean, you were the one that said it first.
I know. I didn't even realize
you've
that
already
I did
said
that.
it. Edge or bust. Yeah, that's right.
That's insane.
Anyways, I still think that potentially going with a non-edge rusher here is totally in play, and that's why I'm not going to be upset if they don't, because they clearly just have not valued that position as far as drafting it high in recent years, in any year of Brad Holmes outside of Aiden Hutchinson, you know?
How nuts would a defensive tackle be? How nuts would a tight end be here in the second round? It's a deep tight end
would
class.
be nuts. Both would be nuts, I think. But also, like, we do have to remember the Lions don't have a third. And maybe they'll end up getting one. You know, Brad Holmes loves to make moves in the mid-rounds here.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. We're not just not making a trade the
Yeah,
entire
of course.
draft.
No team does that ever, you know. But this potentially could be their lone pick for a while. Their lone pick tonight as well. So it's very important to address a position of need, I feel like. And that's why you would say edge rusher could totally be in play. I absolutely understand that. I don't know, though. I think the most fun pick could be Jacob Rodriguez. I mean, a lot of people said he was the best defensive player in college football last year, and he was teammates with the guy, David Bailey, who just went second overall. Like, Rodriguez was the best linebacker in all of college football last year. He
won the
He was
award
the
for
leader
best linebacker.
of the Texas Tech defense that was the best in the country. So, like, that's, like, the most fun pick.
I don't think he's going to be available at 50, though. They could move capital to go and
seems
get
like
him.
he'll go earlier, yeah.
But
Which I don't even know
also,
if that's the right pick either.
I know, like, he's such a great player.
Totally.
I don't know if you should invest more resources. Like you
For
do
the
you do-
Lions, yeah. I don't know.
It's just like tough to have. They need to draft linebackers, to be very clear. They will draft a linebacker at some point. I think that's pretty obvious. But to make like one of your premier picks linebacker when you're already about to pay Jack Campbell the amount of money that you're about to pay him seems a little bit outlandish. I'm not ruling it out, though. I'd say it's edge number 1, DB of some sorts number 2, linebacker number 3. And then there's a gap where it's probably edge, gap, DB, linebacker in that second tier. And then the third tier would be running back, tight end, nose tackle. Any pushback there.
Yeah, I think DB's right there with edge for me.
Okay.
I think it is. Like I
think
think
you're wrong.
it's a 1A 1B thing. I think I just value that more. That's just a personal thing.
Well, I mean, especially like I know we've talked about it at a ridiculous length, but Kirby Joseph, like, is he ever going to play?
Yeah.
Kirby Joseph football again? We
Is
have no
Terry
idea.
Arnold any good, or is he going to be able to play? Like, there's just so many question marks there that adding another guy to that group with a high draft pick feels right.
Mm-hmm.
So pick one. Edge or bust.
I would say edge. I think. I don't really.
Whoa.
That seems
dude,
like
whoa.
I can't pick there without. I think we need to go to break here and reword that segment. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We are live here on 100.9 The Mix. We will mix some Tigers in the 10 o'clock hour, but we're going to stay focused here on the draft as long as you guys keep texting in. I give it an A. Blake Miller, your latest Detroit Lion. We'll be right back after this.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building.
Lazy Electric Studios. This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mid. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
Blake Miller, your latest Detroit Lion. I give it an A. Let's see what you guys have to say. 989-837-6125. Rob from Saginaw says, I love the pick the Lions made last night. Got to be able to win at the line of scrimmage in football, as we all know. Question now, tonight, do they take edge or safety? Has to be an edge, you'd think, but with Branch out for maybe half the season and Joseph's knee injury, who knows? Yeah, I mean, you're not even worried about the safety injuries as much as you're just look at the corners. DJ Reed, Durden, DJ Reed. Man.
Reader's off the team.
Reader's
man.
off the team.
God,
Reader's off the
that
team.
Mistake.
DJ Reed was up and down, to say the least, last season. I think it's more so due to who was playing safety behind him than anything towards the second half of the season. But, yeah, we don't know anything about Kirby Joseph and whether or not he's going to play. So, DB very much on the table. I think you have convinced me it's a little closer than we might realize. And if there is a gap between who they think is the best player available, this is now where I think it is going to be a best player available type of situation for those two groups. Not like best player available the entire board, but of those two groups, I'm okay with it being BPA and them taking a safety rather than an edge rusher.
Yeah, and even when I say DB, yes, it would probably be smarter to go with the nickel guy that can kind of be a hybrid player, throw him in some spot this year, and then maybe in year 2 you find out what his true position is.
Mm-hmm.
But
Branch was the same way?
I'm almost leaning true corner.
Really?
I really, which it's not very smart for this upcoming season, sure, but time and time again,
Terrion Arnold's just going to be in jail.
How many times are we going to say, is Terrion Arnold even good? Even if he's not in jail, even if all this stuff that happened with Florida is totally wiped away, is he even good? And DJ Reed, I think he is fine, totally. But after this season, the contract becomes he might be a cut candidate. Who knows if you bring him back for that third year or not? It's partially guaranteed. I don't know. I worry about that position group, mainly because it's been the Lions' biggest worry ever since they've been good again under Brad Holmes. And I would hate for that to just get tossed to the side. We have Terrion Arnold and we have DJ Reed.
Yeah.
We don't need to worry about that position group. Are we sure?
Keontae Scott is listed as a corner, by the way.
Yeah,
I know I've been calling him a hybrid guy, but he's listed as a corner, not a safety.
Right, but if maybe you think he could still play as a hybrid guy in year 1, then totally I'd be down for that.
You know who might be a really interesting pick? And if they were to take a corner, I think all bets are off as to who the starting corner is, week 1. Terrion Arnold, hey, man, you better have a good camp or else this guy's coming to get your job.
Now, I will say the last couple DBs they've taken in round 2 have been Ennis Rakestraw. You got to go all the way back to Tease Tabor.
Well, it's really only one in the Holmes era.
Yeah.
So really only
right.
Ennis.
It's the only one, yeah.
A guy that would be pretty intriguing, though, that had some first-round buzz at some point, but it feels like he probably will be there peak 50, who knows, is Avion Terrell, A.J. Terrell's brother. That would be a very interesting pick. 5'10", so a little bit undersized, kind of has that Ennis Rakestraw build, but doesn't have the injury history that Ennis Rakestraw had. I'd be intrigued by him. I'd be intrigued by Keontae Scott just because of the position versatility. D'Angelo Pons from Indiana is another guy that I'd be circling if you're truly looking for a cornerback on the outside.
Well, and both of the Tennessee guys fell as well. That's kind of the odd part. Those were guys that were projected to be first round.
McCoy
yesterday, McCoy was the one guy that I was worried, what if the Lions just took him at pick 17? I was worried about it. Now it's geez, both of those guys fell to the second round. Who knows?
Everyone I just named is a little bit undersized, though, except for Keontae Scott, who's 5'11". I have PTSD about the big giant corners like Jeff Okudah, but I also don't want them to be
Arnold
tiny.
kind of is too, right?
No, Arnold's 6 foot. Arnold's got size to him.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's kind of the bigger corner.
Bigger, yeah, but Jeff Okudah was like a true 6'2". He was like a massive corner.
Good
and
point.
I still have a little PTSD from that. Keontae Scott's kind of the ideal. It's not like you're worried about him being too frail. And there's a good amount of corners that are small. Amik Robertson's small, and he's feisty enough to where he hangs in there. I know he's not on the team anymore, but that's just an example. Keontae Scott, this is kind of the DB I'm going to plant my flag on.
Okay.
5'11" and a quarter, 193 pounds. 293 pounds would probably be problematic. Reportedly ran a 4.3 at Miami's pro day. So he's got the speed to him too, but also has the football speed. Likes playing in the box. To play for the Lions defense, you got to be able to, play the run game just as much as you can drop back into coverage. Like even Kirby Joseph was an excellent, as much as he gets credit for being a ball hawk in the back, excellent run defender as well. He had never missed more than one tackle in a game in his entire career until that Kansas City game where he was in and out of the lineup. Then he missed 4 tackles, and it was pretty apparent he shouldn't have been out there in the first place. Kirby Joseph's a great tackler. Brian Branch, obviously goes without saying, a great tackler. Keontae Scott could be one of these guys, too, that comes in. Maybe he's a little bit of a nickel. I would say the Lions, they don't really know who their nickel is right now, right? It could be one of these new guys like McCrary, could be Izian, but we don't really know. They could draft their corner right here in the second round, their nickel corner.
Yeah, that's kind of what that's the position that I am right there with edge. I don't think I'm putting it over edge because it just feels a little silly with the amount of talent there is in this second round. And, of course, it's a major need for Detroit. It's been a major need for some years, but more now than ever.
And can I jump in, too, and say the thing with the nickel spot, I'm down to play less 3 linebacker looks because last year and the year prior, the Lions have led the league in 3 linebacker sets. It's 2026, man. I'm good on the 3 linebacker sets. It slows the defense down. I'd rather have nickels
without
out there.
Anzalone, too.
Even more
like
so.
Anzalone was fast and a great open field tackler, so you could get away with it. With
Even
him,
still.
Great in coverage, too. Like, with him gone, it's like
I'd rather just bring
switch it
DBs
up,
on the field and when you have Brian Branch, you have the luxury of you can put a DB on the field who's also essentially an extension of the linebacker room with how he can play in the box. You bring in 2 of those guys and pair Branch and Keontae Scott up with each other, all of a sudden you can play less 3 linebacker sets and not lose any sort of size if these 2 guys are as great of, Branch obviously, he doesn't feel undersized at all. It's not like you're losing size with Brian Branch playing in the box. And if Keontae Scott's going to be the same way, that sounds perfect to me. I'm actually talking myself into Keontae Scott being a pick for this defense, more so than an edge rusher.
It's exciting, man. Like, I truly think it's in play, and it feels like the edge rusher is a position that the Lions have just kicked down the road in years past. It wouldn't shock me if they did it again. You also got this Mac product from Toledo, too, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren on the board. Hey, last time a DB from Toledo went early in the draft.
Worked out pretty well.
Guy's pretty good, Quinyon Mitchell, so who knows there. A couple other YouTube chats talking about this. RP does say he gives a B-plus grade. Position to need a player that seems tough and has grit, so thanks for giving us your grades. You can keep giving us those in the YouTube chat. Ryan also adds, man, the 2024 draft hurting us again. Out of all the corners in that draft, they picked the 2 guys who can't play, and now we're talking about drafting a corner again. We're always going to talk about that 2024 draft, man.
989-837-6125. Cam in Freeland says, I love that we got the Clemson tackle, but let's face it, the Lions couldn't get off the field on defense last year. We're arguably worse right now than we were at the end of last season with the loss of Anzalone. Yeah, I also think by the end of last year they were so decimated on defense. Like, it's hard to just sit here and say, well, if they don't get hurt again, because they've been hurt 3 years in a row. But that is a factor that plays into this. You'd think by the end of the season at least Branch is going to be healthy. You would hope so. And then, yeah, you are going to need to draft an Anzalone replacement or just change your linebacker looks in general, like we were just talking about. Get rid of the 3 linebacker sets and go more towards leaning on your DBs. Another text says, concerned that Ratledge really wanted to play alongside his teammate and friend Freeling. There would have been instant chemistry. Did we take the wrong player? I'm sure that Tate Ratledge did want to play alongside Freeling. Tate Ratledge is not the GM of this team. I think it's just like if Tate Ratledge is a little upset that we didn't take Freeling, that's unfortunate for Tate Ratledge. I don't think they should be taking his feelings into consideration for who they are drafting here in the first round, though, by any means.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, obviously not.
989-837-6125. Let's work a little Tigers in when we come back. We did have a walk-off home run yesterday, nonetheless. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mitt. As always, we're brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. I do have to tell you, though, turn off my heat last week, right? And all of a sudden, it was so hot in my house. this past couple days. Turned it all the way off thinking, it's just going to be normal. Cool little 69 degrees in the house. It wasn't. It got really hot. So I had to turn my cooler back on. I'll tell you what, it was working. It was. If it wasn't, though, you know who I'd call? Answer Heating and Cooling. Winter in Michigan can be brutal. Summer, same thing. You don't want your furnace to quit on you when it's freezing outside, nor when it's extremely hot like it was yesterday. That's where Answer Heating and Cooling comes in. They get your furnace running efficiently so you can stay warm and comfortable in your house. They don't end up wearing 3 sweaters or anything while you're watching the game during the winter. Nothing like that. That is Answer Heating and Cooling, keeping Midland homes cozy all year long.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky. By Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Story of the day is obviously the draft. We got to tackle, who we're going to be taking at pick 50. If they stay at pick 50, what are they going to do? I have one player I'd like the Lions to trade for maybe today that became apparent yesterday across the NFL. Original take, promise. I do want to work in a little bit of Tigers, though, because yesterday Spencer Torkelson hit a walk-off. And I have a simple question. We don't have to spend too much time with this. And, if people are texting in, we'll stay there. If people are not, we'll move on. Do we owe Spencer Torkelson and or Riley Green an apology? Because, man, we ripped into these guys early on in the season. Torkelson now has 2 home runs in the past few days. Hits the walk-off home run last night. ends up being the hero of the series because of the home run. And then Riley Green, boy, if you've been not tapped into the Tigers, you've been missing something special on behalf of Riley Green. Since April 11th, he is hitting .417, 2 home runs, 4 doubles, 10 RBI, 11 strikeouts, 9 walks, and a 1228 OPS. He's been scorching hot after a slow start. I would say we do owe an apology for Riley Green. I think I already made mine. I was so easy in the first couple series to say, hey, he's been replaced by Kevin McGonigal. McGonigal is now the guy. He's not even part of the core anymore. Colt Keith, Dylan Dingler, those are your big 3, where there's really no need to push Riley Green out of that conversation. I think there's a core 4 now. And, well, I still do believe Kevin McGonigal gives the Tigers the most consistent at-bats. It's the best quality of at-bats. He works the pitch count up. He doesn't swing at garbage. There's something really valuable to having a guy like Riley Green who just gets really hot and mashes. This is something we haven't seen from McGonigal. He's consistent. He hits doubles. He's near the top of the American League in doubles and WAR. There's something about Riley, though, where when he's hot, he feels like one of the best hitters in baseball because he brings some power to the table as well. So I do think I owe I'll issue an apology to Riley Green because right now he is playing like the best bat on the team. Torkelson, no, I'm not apologizing to him. He's stunk for 95%
He's also
of this
still
season.
hitting 192 on the season as well.
Yes.
But, look, we do got to say this about Torkelson. What's the one gripe we've had about him, not just this season, his whole career? He's the most unclutch hitter ever.
Yeah.
Dude hit a walk-off home run. He's got 2 homers in 2 games. Maybe he just needed to see one go over before he could actually finally start to get hot. So
Maybe AJ Hinch slapped him in the back of the head and said, are you going to start swinging the baseball bat? Or are you just going to watch every pitch go by?
So I don't want to say apology to Spencer Torkelson. I mean, I will say, thanks for the walk-off. That was awesome. Hell yeah, Spencer Torkelson. Yeah, that was great.
I'll tip my cap for that.
The apology is pending. If he can use this to, get back going again, then yes, it's coming. Riley Green, you talked about it. This is a sample size of 2 weeks now.
20 days, yeah. A little more.
April 11th?
Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
No, it's 20 days. That's
nope.
Tough math.
Wrong math.
That's a pretty good sample size, and he's been awesome. Let's give Spencer Torkelson that same sample size and see if we can, get maybe not similar numbers because Riley Green has been awesome, like you said. I mean, the fact that his season OPS now is up to 841.
Tork?
And even his
Riley Green. Yeah.
Even his batting average is almost at 300 now.
I know. He's scorching.
That shows because of how bad he was to start off the season. So Riley Green has just been awesome for the Tigers in this stretch. He absolutely deserves an apology from both of us.
He went yard yesterday as well. Torkelson ends up getting the walk-off
And Jahmai
home run.
Jones went yard, the real clutch one, down by 1 to tie it up in the bottom of the 8th. The pinch hit Jahmai Jones. I mean,
3 home runs in the same game.
Woo.
From our Detroit Tigers? 3 home runs in the same game? Are we talking about the same team? This is a team that could barely hit a home run for the first 3 weeks of the season? They hit 3 of them yesterday now that it's finally warmed up outside. I think it's a little closer than I said going into the year. I think it was going to be Riley Green. He's still the best bat on the team. Maybe Kevin McGonigal can take over by the end. Then about a week in, we were like, oh yeah, Kevin McGonigal is still the best bat on the team. I think I'm still there, but I think it's a lot closer than we made it out to be. It's more consistent from Kevin McGonigal. It probably always will be.
You get better quality at bats, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's something about Riley Green where he scares you a little bit when he's hot, when he's feeling it, when he's in the middle of one of these stretches like this. And, yeah, we all wish there was more consistency with Riley Green. It's just not the player he is. When he's hot, man, watch out. And he's hot right now.
And, look, man, I think the biggest thing with Riley Green, he's drawn more walks this year than Kevin McGonigal.
Is that right?
He's got 16 walks on the season. Isn't that kind of crazy?
That is weird to think about.
Riley Green has just been drawing them walks.
But Riley still struck out significantly more than McGonigal, right?
11 more times, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But Riley's he's not first or second on strikeouts on the team.
Can I guess who that is?
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Torkelson.
Yep, he's second. First is the guy that has led him the whole season. No. Javi really not even in the case.
It's not Dingler, right?
No, it's Kerry Carpenter.
I just didn't know if he had enough at-bats. That makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean, he struck out 1,000 times in the first series, so that plays. But yeah, Riley Green is not even the top 2 guy on the team in Ks, and he's...
How many walks did you say he had in total?
16, second on the team, man.
He had 46 all of last year.
Like, his K to walk ratio is not terrible right now. And then you add in the fact that he actually is hitting for average. The power is now there. He's hitting a ton of extra base hits. Like, that's been great for him lately. Just like that, like, Riley Green has re-entered himself as potentially the best hitter on the team, like you said, and we owe him an apology for that because we were pretty quick to write him off, and he's back. He's fully back.
In terms of doubles now on the season, Riley Green, Kevin McGonigal having 10, which is tied for the third most in the American League, is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Riley Green not too far behind with 8, though.
Still 13 extra base hits total for Kevin McGonigal, so that's why he's still officially the best hitter on the team OPS-wise, and he's got the best batting average, of course, which still helps.
Riley's moved into second for OPS, correct? He's past Dingler. No, Dingler is still second.
Dingler's still second, yep.
Man.
5 homers helps, man.
5 homers will help that out.
But Riley Green's coming. Like, his homers he's about to go on a big stretch, I think. I mean, he already is.
They're playing on the road, right?
Yeah, they're playing in Cincinnati.
I mean, I think we should expect one from Riley Green this weekend. Playing in that ballpark.
Lock of the day?
I don't think I can do home runs lock of the day. How many righties are they going to be playing this weekend?
Well, they got a lefty today. So, rip Cole Keith.
Yeah, man. That's just... They're playing a right-handed pitcher tomorrow, Brady Singer, and then on Sunday
Brett
to close
Lauder
things
on Sunday,
out,
yeah.
another righty?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of think there's a pretty good chance we see Riley Green go yard at some point this series. In that ballpark, yeah, come on. The Cole Keith stuff is I've given up. There's no point in me complaining about it anymore. He'll never be in the lineup versus a lefty. Even when they opened up with an opener a couple days back, we were like, are they going? Not the Tigers, Milwaukee.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, there's a lefty opener, but they'll probably still have Keith in the lineup, right? Nope, they had Carpenter in the lineup and not Keith. What? What are we doing? Keith has been a better player than Carpenter. And Carpenter was the DH in that game, and then he got pinch hit for Jahmai Jones.
He's still hitting bombs, though.
Who?
Carey.
I guess. He has 4 of them.
5.
He does have 5?
Yeah. Him and Dingler, same amount.
When did the 5th one happen?
He hit one the other day, recently.
Was it the day that the Pistons were on? I missed it if that was the case.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game that they won. Yeah, yeah.
It's the only game I missed this year. I didn't watch a lick of it. So
That's probably why.
I apologize. I didn't realize Carpenter had his 5th home run of the season so far. I just wish Keith would get more at bats, but at this point, there's not really any point in complaining about it.
That's what I was gonna say. We've gotten to a point now where it's just expected every time. It's kind of it's redundant to continue to complain about it. He's just not going to be in the lineup versus lefties, and it just is what it is. Tigers are on Fox, by the way, the Fox game on Saturday against Cincinnati, so that's cool.
No Apple TV or anything tonight?
Nope, just on regular Fox on Saturday, and then regular Detroit Sportsnet tonight.
There we go. So, no, we don't owe Riley Green. No, we do owe Riley Green an apology. We don't owe Spencer Torkelson. That's where we've
Now, if Tork goes deep again today, 3 straight games, sure. I'm sorry, Tork. My bad.
Steve says, I believe every job requires consistency, so let's hope they both improve at the plate. Let the batting average with runners in scoring position be the answer for the rest of the year. Michael says, nope, and their fans need to stay in their lane. Baseball is a game of failure interrupted by exhilarating moments that keep us coming back. If you don't like the ups and downs, the slumps and the streaks, then baseball is not a sport for you. So no, we don't owe them apologies? I think he's
saying no, but he's also saying, like, yeah, guys go through slumps. It happens, which would mean like maybe he is apologizing. I don't know.
Ben says,
but he's right. Yeah.
Ben says, I realize Tork is streaky and good comes with the bad. I knew he would get a home run eventually, though. It's weird, though, because Torkelson was not streaky.
Not last year. But like he has been in his career. I mean, remember that terrible stretch he went through in year 2? They had to send him down to the minors. He was so bad.
Charlie says Tork is still batting 192. He got a meatball over the middle and sent it over the fence. Congratulations.
That's kind of what I'm kind of with Charlie here. You know, like, shout out to him. It was like, thank you for doing that. You've still been really bad this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still asking the Jose Briseño question.
Nobody's really saying anything about Riley. Maybe it's like yeah, we do, and we don't want to say anything. Here's one. Dane says, maybe Green, but he's doing better than Torkelson. Couple home runs, but still no consistency. Yeah, people are just still very out on Tork. Did not win the people over with the walk-off home run yesterday.
That usually does it. Doesn't get much better than that.
Typically does do it. Yeah, you're right. Ninth inning grand slam would really be the only way other to do that. And
Right.
guess who did it yesterday? The Loons. 989-837-6125. Let's take a trip around the league. When we come back, it's the Ben Bosscher Show here on 100.9 The Mitt. Randy's Green Thumb has been proudly serving the Midland area with family-owned, friendly service since 1982, offering everything from fresh floral arrangements and vibrant housing, outdoor plants, and expert landscaping and interior plant service. They also design, maintain, and install beautiful gardens, ponds, trees, and shrubs, helping both homes and businesses thrive with greenery that lasts. Visit Randy's Green Thumb at Poseyville Road and bring brilliant color to life and inspiration for your space this season.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on one. Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, let's do a couple big picture NFL draft things, and then we will dive back into the Lions specific couple names to share with you in terms of players that we want to see the Lions take here in the second round, and also a player I'd like to see the Lions trade for at some point. We're having fun on a Friday. Let's take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, I've got winners and losers from yesterday in the draft. All original takes. Stealing from
Your
nobody.
winners and losers.
My winners and losers.
Okay.
I think the biggest winner of the draft is Ty Simpson, who didn't know if he was going to go in the first round or not, ends up going to the most perfect situation you could possibly ask for. Guess who's his mentor? Matt Stafford, reigning MVP, Super Bowl champion, I'd imagine future Hall of Famer. Guess who his coach is? Sean McVay, who can seemingly turn any quarterback into a masterpiece. Like, all these backups go there, and then they thrive. Now you get a succession plan. Like, Ty Simpson, to me, is the biggest winner of the draft. He only had 15 starts in college, so I thought it was important he went somewhere where they weren't going to ask him to play right away. And as long as Stafford's still there, they're not going to ask him to play.
And let's get to the money talking here, too. I mean, guy gets paid as a 13th overall pick when we didn't even know if he was going to go in the first round. Like, got a big payday as well to be a backup to the MVP next year. Like, yeah, he's got to be the biggest winner of the draft, no doubt about it.
Actually, speaking of
You're
paydays,
right,
there might be one
never
other
mind.
guy.
There's one other guy, you're right.
How about the guy who became the highest paid running back in the history of the NFL last night? Jeremiah Love, $55 million guaranteed to go run behind that crappy offensive line that Drew Petzing recognized was so bad last year, he completely abandoned it and had Jacoby Brissett throwing the football 60 times per game.
It's so funny to think, like, when you compare the other sports, imagine a guy in baseball or imagine a guy in the NBA even getting drafted and they're the highest paid player at their position ever. Guaranteed money. Like, what? Like, that just is absolutely unheard of. Oh, Darren Peterson, he's the highest paid guard ever. Like, you know, it's just an odd sport. And obviously it's because running backs don't get drafted early. The higher you get drafted, the more money you get. It obviously makes sense, but it's just really odd to think about it when you compare it across other sports.
So here's the story. I don't think the GM actually wanted to make this move. And from all the reports, they wanted to trade out of this thing. It's the owners who came in and were like, you got to take Jeremiah Love. And look, they play his highlights last night, and he looks like Bijan Robinson.
He is awesome. Like, no doubt about it.
Incredible.
Yeah, great. He's going to be a great player.
He's like, you know how we all thought of Genty? He's Genty, but bigger. He's way bigger than Genty, and just as fluid and fast, and has that burst and runs through people and the contact balance. It's awesome. He's going to be a rock star if he got put on a great team. But now I fear it's going to be.
You don't think he's going to be good even?
Well, do you think Genty was good last year? I thought he showed flashes and
you're
at times was really good. But there's only so much you can do when you are one of the worst running backs in the NFL in terms of yards before contact, which is what Genty was last year. And I think that's going to be more of the same. He's on the Saquon path for sure. He's going to spend 4 or 5 years in Arizona and then end up somewhere else and rock.
I love how you're just already giving him that. He's never going to be good on the Cardinals, but once he gets to another team, he'll be great.
The offensive line was terrible last
Guys
year.
didn't play a snap in the NFL.
He's a big winner. You know who's a big loser, though, in this situation? Is Arizona fans. And I'm not talking Cardinals fans. I'm talking Arizona professional sports fans because they want to rip their owners' heads off. They are taking a running back here when they clearly should just be building on the offense. What do smart football teams do when they're rebuilding? Bulk up the offense and defensive lines. And instead, Arizona owner drops in and is like, no, take this running back right now. Do we know who our quarterback is? No, that doesn't matter. Just take the running back. That's exciting. We can sell jerseys. So him stepping in, if I'm an Arizona fan, I'm infuriated with that decision. Matt Ishbia, one of the craziest people that runs a basketball team, just constantly stepping over his GM's toes.
Came in, traded for Kevin Durant. Blew up the Suns.
Blew up the Suns.
Hired all the Michigan State guys.
So you got a crazy owner in basketball. Now you've got an owner who's stepping on everybody's toes in football. What happened to the hockey team? Oh, yeah, their owner sold them, and they left the entire state. real tough.
in the Phoenix market too.
In the Phoenix market.
Obviously, it's hockey. I get it, but still, like,
I think the Arizona sports fans are having a crisis right now. It's been a rough couple years from them. Their owners all suck.
the Diamondbacks. I mean, like, at least they made the World Series a couple years ago. We're not trashing them.
You're right.
Shout out to the Diamondbacks, I guess. Yeah, it's a good point though, because there's nothing better than when an owner, just like overrules the people that they hired to make those decisions. Like, it's just great. And then when the Cardinals stink in 3 years and the entire front office gets wiped, it's going to be the GM's fault for literally not having any choice of who they drafted.
I'll take the fans as a winner. 8-minute clock was awesome.
The fans just
and
overall.
anyone who watched the draft, the 8-minute clock was awesome. Although there was a lot of commercials. It was like, hey, we're coming back from commercial. Here's 2 picks for you. That's
Which
what it
usually
felt like.
doesn't happen. Usually all the in-draft commercials are like we're going to play a 30-second ad, but we'll still have the draft like in the bottom right corner. It's like a dual screen going on, There was not much of that. And the Lions.
Oh, my God,
Yeah,
man.
Lions
Nothing
fans are
was worse
losers
than
for
the
a
Jets.
second.
The Jets pick Kenyon Sadiq, and then, boom, cut to commercial, and I'm like pulling my
2.5
hair
minute
out.
commercial. Yeah. Like,
What's going on? And then they bring out the guest to do the draft pick, and I swear the introduction for just like it took them another 3 minutes to make the pick, and I'm just pulling my hair out like, who is the Lions pick?
Yeah, and it was like the pick was already in before they went to
know.
commercial too, so it was just sitting here waiting. I know I have access to it on my phone. I'm like, I could just go look right now to see what it is.
that's
I've
not
already
as
seen
fun.
the Schefter and Rappaport tweets pop up. I didn't read them, but I was definitely fearful for a couple of seconds. That's for sure.
Loser, A.J. Brown, because the Eagles drafted his replacement with Mekhi Lemon,
You think that makes him a loser?
and now he has to go play for Mike Vrabel.
Oh yeah, he has to go join that situation. Whatever's going on there.
It doesn't really have to do with the Eagles drafting his replacement as much as it's like, oh my God, like they already have an agreed upon trade, and now I have to go play for Mike Vrabel. The guy that's in the news for the completely wrong reasons right now.
He's already played for him before. He's probably not that concerned about it. He probably knew about Mike Vrabel's tendencies back in Nashville, right? I mean, like,
Mike Vrabel, who won't be at day 3 of the draft because he's in counseling.
look, this all but confirmed
Dog.
that, of course, A.J. Brown is going to get traded, that the Eagles traded up one slot. Did you see the video of Mekhi Lemon getting drafted, by the way?
Him
He
crying?
thought that Pittsburgh drafted him.
Oh, I did see this.
Like,
yeah.
Pittsburgh did. He
were on
thought
the
that
phone with
they were on the phone with him. And then Philly snuck in and got him. This is the second time that Philly has done this. Like,
Does
it's
Philly just not call the guys they draft? There's like, whatever, we'll just surprise them.
just it's crazy to me.
Speaking of getting replaced, I have Kayvon Thibodeau as a loser here because for the second consecutive year, they've tried to replace him in the top 5 of the draft. Last year is Abdul Carter, and this year it's Arvell Reese.
Yeah, and then on top of it, they had the guy that led the league in sacks for most of the year last year in Brian Burns.
Which is neither of those other guys.
Yeah, Thibodeau's just edge rusher 4.
Hey, Lions. Hey, Brad Holmes.
Really?
I thought of this instantly when Arvell Reese got taken by the Giants
No,
yesterday.
I thought you thought of this after
Don't even say it. I've got timestamps on my
Didn't you
tweets
see
to
this
confirm
take on
this.
Twitter, or you
I've
saw
got
this take on a different show?
Timestamps on my tweet, on my Twitter
Oh, no.
to confirm this. The second Arvell Reese
think
got
this is
traded,
a stolen
I was
take.
like, this is perfect. Kayvon Thibodeau, sneaky, a really good run defender. The sack numbers aren't really there at all.
Yeah.
He had like 3 of them last year. He did have 3 last year.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a good run defender as an edge rusher, you can be on the field more,
And the Lions already have their like premier sack guy. They don't necessarily need another one. Go get someone who can set the edge, who can also have a little bit of juice on occasion.
True, because a lot of these other edge rushers that they have put alongside Aiden Hutchinson are like just third down guys that rush the
Al-Quadin
passer.
Muhammad.
Yeah, like Al-Quadin Muhammad couldn't see the field on first down. So, like, it's a good point.
I don't think he costs that much. What do you think, a fourther?
They also
Third?
said they're not trading him.
That's BS, man. You can't have 4
What are
edge
they doing?
rushers
Yeah,
on the
what
field.
are you doing with 4 edge rushers? It's like last year, Abdul Carter. The only reason he's not the first pick is because I don't really know. Is he a true edge rusher? We don't really know. Let's do the same thing the next year. Draft another guy that's just like that. Now, I'm not saying the Giants messed up, but like at the same
You know
time,
who I think messed up?
At the same time, you have 4 edge rushers, man. Like,
You know who I think messed up? The Jets. I would have just taken Arvell Reese. And I do wonder, I have them as a loser. I do wonder, I texted this to you yesterday, if Aaron Glenn was going into year number 1, would they have made the same pick? Or did they go with the safer option? Oh, we know he can play edge rusher. We don't want to deal with this hybrid
but
cyborg
Reese fell all the way
player.
to 5, though. Like, the Cardinals didn't even take him. If he would have went 3rd, then I would have been like,
know.
maybe. But I don't know. Him actually falling all the way past 2 is the part that I'm like, I don't really know.
I just don't understand. He's a cyborg of an athlete, has all these intangibles. That just felt like the more obvious pick to me. But
Right.
I feel like with how poor the Jets season went last year, Aaron Glenn maybe does feel a little bit of pressure and went with the safer pick.
He does. He certainly should feel the pressure. I mean, he's already been talked about being fired. Quickly, to your Thibodeau point, Nick says not going to trade for Thibodeau because he's on the 5th year, so he'd have to pay him big money next year. Are you just talking trade him for the year, like have him for a season kind of thing?
Wait, what the hell has Kayvon Thibodeau put together in his career to have a big-time payday coming soon?
Good point. But are you talking just like a one and done for Kayvon, like bring him in for the year, see how it goes type thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like he's going to be expensive. He isn't necessarily
Yeah,
been
you're
a
right.
crazy good player.
You're right. I never liked Thibodeau.
Yeah, I mean, because he was like him versus Hutch.
Yeah, everyone was like, oh, he's better than Hutch.
You'll
And
learn
he
to
just
like him if
never
he
was.
sets the edge.
He just never was.
If he sets the edge, you'll learn to like him.
Sure.
I have one more non-funny, like pretty serious winner. The Browns.
That's pretty serious.
I mean, think about it, though. They were picking at 6.
Non-funny and Browns in the same sentence.
They were picking at 6. They trade back to 9 with Kansas City and get picked 74, 148 to do it. And they still get the top tackle off the board. That's a pretty damn good
You
deal.
know, the rare, like, did the Browns just finesse the Chiefs? Because the
Wait,
Chiefs
is this 2
traded-
years in a row that the Browns finessed?
The Chiefs traded up to pick 6 to take the guy that we all figured was going to be there at pick 9. So they must have been concerned that maybe like Washington was going to take Munster Delane.
I think it was New Orleans.
New Orleans at pick 8. Yeah, could be.
It had to have been.
But like, and then the Browns just get the guy that they probably wanted all along because they got the first tackle off the board. They still got their choice of picking tackle at 9. Like,
And let's not forget, last year the Browns moved from 2 to 5, picked up all that draft capital, still got Mason Graham, who just ended up being a better player than Travis Hunter. Is this 2 years in a row the Browns kind of cooked by moving back?
and then you remember their quarterback is Deshaun Watson.
Oh, no, not according to
who
Mel
said
Kiper.
that?
Mel Kiper insisted that the Browns got to go get a wide receiver right now. They need to get more players for Shedeur Sanders because he's a very accurate passer. I heard that like 3 times yesterday from Mel Kiper.
And one more thing I got to say about Mel Kiper, man. You can feel however way you want to feel this. I texted this to you last night. I don't think there's a better speaker than Mel Kiper, dude. He speaks at maximum pace and maximum energy and passion with no stutters.
For
I mean,
3 straight days.
it's crazy how good of a speaker that guy is.
For 3 straight days, too. Just never misses.
I mean, the guy is just how much caffeine does that guy take before he goes on air? It's unreal. Or is that all natural?
I loved it because the Browns had their second pick, and he was just like, they need to go get a wide receiver because Shedeur Sanders is a very accurate passer, and they need to go get him some help. Like it was everyone else's fault but Shedeur Sanders last year that the Browns were bad. So good. 989-837-6125. That's Around the League, as always, presented by Aired Insurance. The insurance company that knows not everyone's insurance needs are the same. They want to work personally with you to create something best suited for your needs, whether it's life or home or auto or fiscal insurance. It's all available with the Aired Insurance Group with Farm Bureau Insurance.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 Oh yeah.
By Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
So we've been talking, targets for the Lions here in the second round. I like Keontae Scott. I like Gabe Jackas from Illinois, the edge rusher. I'm going to give credit to Jeremy Reisman here for, I think, the tweet of the day. He says, a perfect day 2 for the Lions. Pick 50, Gabe Jackas. Pick 51, trade 18, 128, 157, 181, 205, 213, 222 for Keontae Scott. End of draft. Just trade all of our picks to have 3 picks in the top 50, 51.
Oh,
and then just move on.
Now the next 2 guys that you wanted are only because Jeremy Reisman wants them.
I didn't even say.
I'm just look how easy it was, folks. Look how easy it was. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Kyle.
Hey, we do have some more round 2 suggestions though.
Let's hear them.
Our guy Green47 in the YouTube chat says we should go with Derek Moore or Dominique Orange if they fall to us at pick 50.
Derek Moore. That's the Michigan guy.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more unfamiliar with the second person. Who is that?
Dominique Orange?
Dominique Orange.
I can't say I know.
I'm
also not. There he is right
nose
there.
tackle from Iowa
Okay, his
State.
for real last name is Orange. I was like, is it actually Orange?
Why would it not be?
Orange is a last name? It's kind of an odd last name,
I
right?
went to high school with a kid with a last name Orange.
What? Actually?
Yeah, his name was Corbin.
I thought this guy was making a play because his name is Green. Is this guy just all about the colors? I don't know.
No, a D tackle. Look, man, I think if you're going to draft a true nose tackle, which is kind of what the Lions need, they've got Ali McNeil, they've got Tyleek Williams. Eventually, like for certain packages, you need a true nose tackle just to line up over the center and hold your ground for the run game. I don't think that's a second round thing. Like this is no different than you don't draft a running back in the top 3 typically. I don't think you take a nose tackle that early in a draft. Although it is a need. Like they straight up don't have another guy to do that. Chris Smith, I think, is technically on the roster, but come on.
Chris Smith.
That's a name, isn't it?
It's a name. Certainly is one of the more common names you could ever give a guy.
Imagine your last name being Smith and you being like, you know what, I'm going to name you.
Yeah, dude. If my last name is Smith, I need a cool name. Chris?
Like Diamond. You're Diamond Smith. Something original.
Orange Smith.
Orange Smith. That's good. You've kind of swayed me that the Keontae Scott or any sort of DB should be you've swayed me that DB is a much closer need than edge. And if that's the case, I'm just going to plant my flag on Keontae Scott.
I'm cool with that too, yeah.
Who's capable of playing on the outside, nickel, safety, in the boxes, like an extension of the linebacker room. Had 5 sacks last year as a DB. 5'11", 193. That's like the perfect size to me to be able to be a versatile DB player and play all over the secondary.
And I understand that most important thing for the Lions right now is this upcoming season, 2026 season, 2027 playoffs. Like, it's crucially important. But my biggest nightmare is that if things don't go well, all of a sudden you get into the offseason next year, okay, who's our cornerbacks? Terrion Arnold is bad, and DJ Reed, question mark? And that's it? Like, that just scares me.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind adding a guy to that group that maybe could be a part of it of the future as well.
No, I
and
don't
just
believe you.
getting ahead of it now rather than because then we're pigeonholed into a situation next year where it's like, guess what? The first round pick just has to be a corner now, just like it was this year. You know, I would rather not have to do this again.
I'm with you, man. I'd rather not have to do it again.
Question.
Either. But it feels like that's just what the Lions are going to have to do every year.
Yeah, that's a good point. Something we really haven't gone over as far as like options to be a pick here in the second round. What if they just took a guard to be the left guard?
Oh, wow.
Have we talked like they went back-to-back years with the second round pick being a guard? I'm not saying I want them to do it, but like it's certainly not out of play, right?
No, I don't think it's out of play. I think they've invested enough into that guard room this offseason, though, with Ben Birch, I believe was his name, and Juice Scruggs and Miles Frazier and Christian. I think there's enough bodies there to where you're probably not doing
They can patch
that.
it together. Yeah, just whoever's fine out of this group.
And also,
it's a lot of roster spots, too.
If Sewell is moving over to the left side, which is a safe assumption, I think whoever is playing left tackle, I'm just going to write in Christian Mahogany is like they're going to give him another chance being the younger guy.
I mean, it's not like he was that bad.
No, he's also playing next to Taylor Decker and Giovanni Manu and Dan Skipper.
Yeah.
He's going to be playing next to Penei Sewell now. I think his stats are going to improve. Some of those PFF grades are going to improve for whoever's playing left guard because you get to play next to the best tackle in football. That usually helps guys out.
Yeah, probably not taking a guard then. Maybe down the road, but
I don't think it's off the table for the rest of the draft.
Yeah.
But I would be. I think it's like a 90%. There's still the linebacker. I would say it's like 90% chance it's.
defense.
Well, yeah. I think it's like 95% chance it's either a linebacker, a DB, or an edge. I'd be pretty shocked if it was anything outside of that group.
Last question. Will this be the only Lions pick today? Pick 50. Will they just pick once?
No.
Prediction now?
No,
Wow,
I think they trade back in. Yeah. 989-837-6125. It is almost lunchtime after all, and I think the perfect place for a Friday is Pizza Baker. Downtown Midland, you guys can get the wood fire pizzas, that crusty crunch that you just can't get anywhere else. It's perfect. It tastes so good. I always go with the banana-roni, banana peppers, pepperoni. Head downtown Midland for Pizza Baker for lunch today. This is the Ben Bosscher Show.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
So the Lions, I mean, they're in need of an edge rusher. What if they just, instead of drafting one, traded for Kayvon Thibodeau? I really can't imagine this would cost very much, especially because it's an expiring contract. It's not like he's been great at all. Could they get away with like, hey, here's 2 fourth-round picks, New York? Let's bring in the guy who was drafted 1 pick after Aiden Hutchinson, and that's the edge rusher, and they don't actually have to, why draft? Why have 2 fourth-round picks for dice rolls when you could just have a guy who is an NFL guy, a former first-round pick? Maybe that's not. Maybe I'm being too generous and thinking that they could get him for cheaper than he actually would cost, but I don't think he'd be like a second rounder or third rounder with being an expiring contract. Is it 3/3? Here you go. Have fun, knock yourself out, and just like that, the Lions don't have to worry about drafting their edge. Or 3/4.
It's like 3/3.
I don't really care about the fourths, man.
3/3 is kind of a price.
No, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't really care about the fourths, though. Could you just say, hey, here's 3 fourth-round picks. Have at it, New York. We're going to bring in an edge rusher. That counts as one of our draft picks. And then we're going to draft someone in the second round as well. And boom, we've got 3 impact guys from this year's draft. Like if they were to draft a DB 50 and trade for Kayvon Thibodeau, and you get an edge rusher, an offensive tackle, and a DB, what are you really missing? You can still, in the day 3 of the draft, end up taking your running back and tight end and nose tackle. I'd be thrilled with that. I don't really know what it would cost, though.
Right. That's my issue, because if it only costs, a couple fourths, then sure, why not? Like, throw him out. But he's likely a rental, which, I mean, if you're trading for an edge rusher, I mean, most edge rushers you trade for, unless you're trading for Micah Parsons, are going to be rentals anyways. But
technically a rental until he got the extension.
I also am just like, I don't like Kayvon Thibodeau.
Like, as a dude.
Yeah, I just don't really. Do you think he fits the Lions culture and core?
No, he doesn't.
Right? What's so funny?
Nothing's. You're right. He doesn't fit
He
the
just
Lions
doesn't,
culture
I
core.
don't
But now
think
we're
the
back to
Lions
falling
want
into
him.
this trap of only bringing in guys that fit. And it is the perfect need. It's an edge rusher who sets the edge pretty well against the run.
But I guess what I'm saying is I would rather probably just draft one, and hopefully this guy is a part of the Lions' future. Then
If you don't take one at pick 50 though tonight, do you really have faith that you can find someone who will be a key part of the future in the 4th round? Or would you rather just have Kayvon Thibodeau?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, I mean, let's be clear. As much as I'm still big time, I think DB is a big time need. Edge is the much bigger need than anything else going into the second round. Mm-hmm. The pick probably still should be an edge rusher. It's just if the guy that they don't really want isn't there, then I'm not going to say they have to take one, else I'm going to be mad, because I think drafting a defensive back is pretty important as well. So edge absolutely is still their biggest need in the second round. If the options were draft an edge rusher in the second round or trade for Kayvon Thibodeau, I would just say draft an edge rusher in the second round. Now, if the options are trade for Kayvon Thibodeau or you're drafting your edge rusher in the 4th round, then I can see where you're coming from a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Seems like something they could wait to do, until their second pick here.
Wait until they don't have to make a decision until pick 50's on the clock?
Yeah, no,
I'm
saying pick 50's here. There's not really an edge rusher we like. Okay, you know what? Let's not draft an edge and let's see if we can trade for Thibodeau. Or, hey, we really like the edge rushers that are here at pick 50. Boom, let's draft one, and we don't got to worry about trading for that weirdo.
Yeah, whether it's Derek Moore or Jayshon Barham or Gabe,
whole collection
Gabe
of
Jacas.
guys.
Yeah, there'll be guys there. This is supposed to be a pretty deep edge rusher class. So I like Gabe Jacas from Illinois. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Jacas.
You can say it wrong for now unless he ends up on the Lions.
Jacas.
Yeah.
I think that's the right fit. That's another guy who, similar to Blake Miller, who somehow we've strayed away from that conversation for maybe a little bit too long. Team captain, guy that you can rely on, A-plus interview guy. People really seem to like Gabe Jacas in terms of the culture kind of stuff that he would bring to the Lions. But just to kind of refocus the conversation a little bit, Blake Miller, I give it an A, man. I loved what happened yesterday in the draft, not only because I like the player, not only because I like the fit, but I also like how it played out for the Lions. They didn't have to trade up. They still got their guy at 17. My heart started racing when the third tackle went off the board at pick 12 to Miami, Caden Proctor. And all of a sudden it's like, oh no, like I know there ended up being 6 tackles that got taken, but I thought there was really only 5 that were truly first-round guys. And my heart started racing a little bit, like, here we go. Like, we're going to have to trade up to pick 15 to make sure we get one of these guys. Everything ends up falling right into place, and the Lions get Blake Miller at 17, who very well could have been their number 1 guy on their big board of tackles they realistically could have gotten, because I don't think they thought that they could get Fanu, who went to Miami at 12, or who went to Cleveland at 9, or Maui Noah, who went to New York at 10. They were never going to get those guys. So there's a very good chance Blake Miller was their dude all along, and they got him at pick 17. I love it for that reason. I love it for the fit. He's played right tackle his whole career. There you go. Penei Sewell, head on over to left tackle. We'll get you situated there. And also, he's durable. 54 starts in his career. 4 years as a starter at Clemson. Never missed a single game. Only missed 1 practice. That was due to a wrist surgery, and he only missed 1 day. I love that part of it. I love the fact that he was a team captain, that he was a wrestler in high school. I also love just the raw athleticism that this guy brings to the table. 3rd best relative athletic score of the entire combine of tackles. I think this was a perfect fit for the Lions in every way. A day for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. This was a guy that we continued to, and you would continue to bring up throughout the draft process of like, I could absolutely see the Lions falling in love with this guy. You thought they might have to trade up into the draft to go get him. Didn't have to, just because of the way that the cards fell. And we now were at least proven that the Lions got the guy that they wanted between Miller and Freeling.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they liked Caden Proctor more, but they had the choice. Both of those guys fell to them, and they got the one that they wanted more, which that to me is most exciting. Like if Freeling would have went at like pick 15 or something, and then the Lions drafted Miller at 17, I'd still be excited, but I would be less excited because I wouldn't know. It felt like they got the last of the guys, you know? Mm-hmm. Oh, they got like the last tackle that really went in this group. Yeah, which, I mean, it wasn't settling because they still got one. But the fact that they had the choice and they went with Miller over Freeling, it makes me just feel even better about it. I haven't seen the video either. Is there a video of the war room of them like celebrating?
Not yet. There'll be one eventually. I would imagine when it's all done, we get the war room video.
The big time YouTube video. Yeah, that's the best.
Which is that's the best stuff that the Lions are putting out there.
Any
on a
team,
daily
honestly.
basis.
Like the draft content of these teams it's extraordinary.
So then for tonight, we love what happened today. For tonight, I'm looking for a DB or an edge rusher for the most part. Small chance it's linebacker, smaller chance that it's tight end or running back or nose tackle, all of which are needs for the Lions. But I'm guessing it's DB, which that can mean corner, safety, nickel, whatever it is. Keontae Scott kind of fits the boxes for all those guys, for all those different needs. And an edge rusher. 2 of the Michigan guys are out there. Gabe Jacas is out there. There's a whole bunch of different ways that they could go tonight. Your ultimate prediction?
I'm gonna zag. I think they go DB tonight.
I'm with you. I'll follow you tonight. You followed me yesterday with the Blake Miller pick. We were spot on with that. I'll follow you tonight. You seem a little bit more what's the word? Adamant that it's going to be a DB tonight rather.
I do.
You seem more confident today than you did yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. Well, because yesterday was just like, yeah, they're gonna go with a tackle. Like, it's obvious. You know, today you got to get a little more deep in your Duffy.
We'll see what happens. We still got another hour together, so stick with us here. We're going to get to a bunch of more stuff with the Detroit Lions, sneak in a little Tigers as well. I'll be honest, I don't really know anything about technology. That's why I trust Link Technology in Midland. They handle all the complicated stuff, talking about IT support, cybersecurity, cloud solutions, networking, so I don't have to stress about it. Whatever your business needs, their team knows exactly what to do, and they make it easy to understand along the way. Link Technology, the experts who keep your business running as smoothly as possible so you can focus on what you do best.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mix. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Look what the Lions have done at offensive line in just one offseason. They told us right from the jump they were going to prioritize fixing the offensive line because it took a huge step back, and so did the Lions. Those two things coincide. And look what they did. They turned Graham Glasgow, deteriorating Graham Glasgow, which there were signs of for years, into Cade Mays. Look, I'm not going to pretend to be an offensive line film junkie. Guess what I do know? Cade Mays is going to be better than Graham Glasgow. They turned Taylor Decker into Penei Sewell. I guess that's not the one-for-one swap, but Penei Sewell's moving over to left tackle. They draft Blake Miller, maybe the most pro-ready offensive tackle we had this year in the draft. I know we had Maui Noah and Fanu were experienced as well, but 54 starts under this guy's belt. That's not nothing, okay? With one of the best athletic scores that we have at the combine as well. perfect fit for the Lions. Those are your three like big time moves. Plus Tate Ratledge is still there. Plus whoever ends up winning that left tackle job or that left guard job gets to play next to Penei Sewell. Man, I really do feel like this team not only upgraded their offensive line, but made themselves a lot younger at that position too by getting rid of Graham Glasgow and Taylor Decker, two aging veterans who had shown some signs that they were on the wrong side of 30. So not only do they get younger, not only do they get better, I feel like we can start talking about them again with some Super Bowl aspirations where I'm not sure we could do that prior to yesterday because we had no idea who was playing tackle for them. Is it weird to say that after one first-round pick of like, oh, yeah, this guy, now they're good with a Super Bowl. Now they're a Super Bowl contender because they drafted Blake Miller. Yes, it's weird. It's also the exact situation that we have found ourselves in.
I don't necessarily think it's weird.
We had to make sure that they filled that hole.
Well, and
Yep, go
you
ahead.
look at the rest of what the Lions did this offseason. Like, it wasn't just about drafting an offensive tackle. You would put all your cards in, right? Your opinion on Brad Holmes and just not your full opinion on him, but going forward, like, if he doesn't take a tackle, I'm out. If he does, finally
Back in.
Brad Holmes, he's got this.
Welcome back to the number one spot.
Yeah,
our GM
number one
power
GM.
rankings.
For real. Like, it's interesting now. And it's the addition of Cade Mays as well. Like, you just look at the group from last year to what it's potentially going to be in week 1 this year. Is that good enough to get you back to being a Super Bowl contender? Because certainly the number one thing the Lions had to fix to answer that question was the offensive line. So is the makeover complete? Is this as good as it possibly could get for what the cards that they were dealt? You know, the tough salary
I
cap
think so.
situation this offseason, the having a middle of the first round pick. I think it is. I think they've done everything that they could do to get it back to where it needs to be.
And look, we got to like Cade Mays and Blake Miller actually put some tape out there and, you know, put up some good offensive line numbers. But at the same, like, you're right. I don't think it could have gone better than the way it did with this offensive line this offseason. You're laughing. What, am I missing something?
No. I was just still thinking about what you said earlier.
Yeah, no, that was one of the most all-time pause moments in the history of the show. I love every move that they did with the offensive line this year. Now it just comes down to, can they get some help for Aiden Hutchinson, and what does the secondary look like, period? When is Brian Branch coming back? Is Kirby Joseph healthy? Terran Arnold, DJ Reed, what's going on there too? Now there's just a couple questions on the defense, and then I think all of a sudden we're talking about, you know, a division-winning team, a team with aspirations to go to the playoffs and win a Super Bowl, especially with that fourth-place schedule.
What's your definition of couple? Because I certainly think there are several questions on the defense.
Well, a couple is typically two. I would say there's two.
I think there's certainly more than two.
Yeah. The first question is, who's the other edge rusher? The second question, I think, is who are the starters in the secondary? Just straight up. And then, yeah, I mean, I guess there's a question at all three levels is probably the biggest issue of what's going on at linebacker, who's across from Aiden Hutchinson, and just you look around the entire secondary, who's healthy, who's available, who's good, who's not. So, yeah, I'm probably underselling how much of a need there is on defense.
And yet,
but
their
that's
first
what
round
the draft
pick
is for.
And yet their first-round pick, we were no doubt about it. They have to take an offensive tackle. It's just a weird spot that the Lions are in. But step one is complete. You know, getting back to being a Super Bowl contender, you mentioned it with that schedule. There is a pathway to it, absolutely. And the first step post-free agency was getting your tackle, whoever's going to be next, to replace Taylor Decker. And obviously you're going to flip-flop him and Sewell. Step one's complete. Step two now is to figure out ways to patch up the defense. Is the defense going to all of a sudden be some incredibly strong unit like it was for the first, 7 weeks of last year? Mm-hmm. I don't think so. But if your offense can be back to being a top 3 offense, top 2 offense in the NFL, then it's fine. And so you just have to be able to patch it up enough. Obviously, we're going to find out today if they can do that with some defense as well.
Let's flip gears here for a couple minutes. The Detroit Tigers, they hit a walk-off home run yesterday. I guess they didn't. Spencer Torkelson did, more specifically. Do we owe him or Riley Green an apology? Because now Tork has 2 home runs this season. Riley Green is one of the hottest hitters in all of baseball. Listen to these stats. Since April 11th, so almost 2 weeks now, .417 average, 2 home runs, 4 doubles, 10 RBI, 11 strikeouts, 9 walks. 11 strikeouts, 9 walks with a 1228 OPS. He's one of the best hitters in baseball right now. I would say no, we don't owe Spencer Torkelson an apology. Congrats on hitting 2 home runs. One of them happened to be very timely. We thank you for those home runs. You probably still should have more than 2 of them. Riley Green, on the other hand, this guy is actually scorching hot right now. And I think we are a little bit quick to dismiss him as the best player on this team offensively. Kevin McGonigal, rightfully so, like flew up the big board in terms of the important players on this team. He does give the most consistent quality at bats more often than not. You know what you're getting when he goes to the plate. Someone who rarely strikes out. It's hard to get him to swing and miss. Good eye. Riley's a little bit more aggressive. Riley also enters these zones for a month where he feels like one of the best hitters in all of baseball. And that's the zone we're in right now with him.
And hopefully it can continue for a while, too, because Riley Green is, no doubt about it, been a streaky hitter in his career with the Tigers. We saw it last year. I mean, remember the couple of streaks he went on that were terrible, like the gross streaks? Mm-hmm. Those were not fun. But I think that we're finally starting to see the real 2026 new and improved version of Riley Green that he had been talking about for a while.
Yeah, good point.
I'm going to switch up my approach. I'm more focused on just making good contact, and the power's going to come with it. I'm going to be more patient at the plate. Well, it's shown with the walks, 100%. The strikeouts are down. I mean, he's still striking out, but it's not like at an alarming rate like last year.
I don't really care if he's striking out.
He's going to strike out.
MLB average.
Exactly.
Just don't strike out 200 times and draw more than 46 walks, and he's definitely going to do both of those things.
And what he's really done that has impressed me is, the power hasn't been there. He's only got 2 home runs, sure. But the hitting the gaps, it's been a lot of base hits. It's been a lot of doubles in the gaps. Like that stuff was, at least in the stretches of Riley Green last year where he was poor, you got none of that. He's either hitting a home run or doing nothing. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what we got to at a point with Riley last year. And so what he had talked about improving and changing his approach and just the style of hitter that he is, we're starting to see that now. It makes sense. It wasn't going to happen right away. He's testing out something new. But we're getting it now, and I'm a huge fan of it. And he can be right back to being an all-star again.
And when he enters these zones, even when he's not just trying to hit home runs, it's going to result in more just natural, like great swing home runs rather than chasing home run swings. I think he does end up still finding a way to get to 25 home runs. I don't know if it's
100%.
I don't know if it's going to quite be 36, but if he got 30 plus, that'd be.
If he got 30 plus and still 30 homers.
If he got 30 plus and like continues this walk rate up, we're talking about one of the best hitters in the American League.
I mean, I would be surprised if he didn't hit 30 homers.
30 home runs with this on base percentage that he has right now, where he's drawing all these walks. Like maybe it's not superstar level, but. Yeah, it's right up there.
Favorite to lead the team in home runs by the end of the year? In order, who would it be? Obviously, there's probably 3 guys you're choosing from here.
Riley Green,
Dingler, and Carpenter, I would assume, are your 3. Because they each have 5. But Riley only has 2.
Riley only has 2.
But led the team last year?
I would say Riley, Dingler. Riley's the favorite at minus 140. Dylan Dingler is plus 180, and it's really intriguing. And Kerry Carpenter's probably like plus 110.
Really? I would say Carpenter's got to be second, yeah.
But I don't think it's off the table for Dingler, though.
No, it isn't. It's just he hasn't done it yet, but he's still hitting bombs right now. So.
Torkelson just nowhere to be found, even though he hit 31 last year. And already has just as much as
2 in 2
Riley.
days. 2 in 2 days. What if he hits a home run every game the rest of the year? He's on pace to do it right now.
Watch out, Aaron Judge. Got some competition on the way. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here covering a draft. I'm excited for day 2 tonight. We got rounds 2 and 3. The Lions right now only have 1 pick. That is pick 50. Could end up trading back in. We will see. Looking for a steady hand when it comes to your financial future? Kevin Spencer with Edward Jones right here in our community takes the time to understand what matters most to you and helps build a strategy to get you there. Reach out to Kevin Spencer at Edward Jones today because your goals deserve a plan that's personal.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The...
Let's keep going. Kyle, Sandal, take it away with the news.
The Mets Morning Catch.
Yep, let's keep going. It's a DJ Khaled reference.
Oh.
Yeah, just in case you didn't know. Okay, let's keep going with the news. Yes, indeed. Let's first look at the Covenant Healthcare and Sports Medicine injury report. Yesterday, we got a mini update on Justin Verlander. Still waiting on him to return for the Tigers. He had a bullpen session yesterday. His first time having a bullpen session since getting injured. Yet progress has been made, AJ Hinch says, but no true update on a timeline for Verlander's return, which him doing the bullpen session definitely, like,
A good sign.
it's a great sign, but no timeline.
How
How long is he about to be out, man?
What? It's now been 4 weeks? 3 weeks? 3.5 weeks?
Yeah.
I was on the phone with my grandma. She said, "When's Verlander coming back?" I said, "I don't know." Told you, he's old. That's what she said.
Do we have a grandma take of the week today or no?
Just more that Justin Verlander's old.
Just doubling down on the fact that he's old, huh?
It's not a bad take. She's the original person to say it.
He is old in sports terms. Not old in general, though. Middle age, you could say.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's accurate.
Okay, let's talk about... We do have to update the people, by the way, on... We did a mock draft yesterday. Who do you think got more picks right, Ben?
Was it you?
It was me, and I was getting dogged on for how bad my draft was, yet I got more picks right. I got 2 picks right, and you got 1 pick right.
Seriously?
Out of the 16 that we made.
Yeah, but how much money did you make on the draft?
Right, the scuba, yeah. None, because I didn't wager on the draft, because I think it's a foolish thing to do. But if you made money on it, then good for you. That's great.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, let's talk about Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini.
You couldn't wait.
I've been waiting on this, man. So yesterday, after we talked about how Mike Vrabel was going to take day 3 of the draft off, you know, the one that has 4 whole rounds of drafting in it, because he is going to counseling to set an example. Oh, what a great example he set. TMZ just gets access to different photos from different timelines of Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini. This has clearly been an ongoing thing. There's photos of them from 6 years ago, right before COVID. There's photos of them in a casino, getting dinner at a restaurant from like 3 years ago.
They're in love. They're in love.
They clearly are in love, yes. And the more and more clips you see of Rossini that we already have seen, but now they look even worse. Like the one of she's interviewing Mike Vrabel and asks about his wife because she knows his wife. And it's like, bro, you guys have been, I don't know. It's just an unreal story that continues to get worse.
It's hilarious. Do you think that Mike Vrabel this will affect his coaching? Because I don't know how it can't.
It has to, right? I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
they already made him go to the media before the draft just to issue a statement. His team is drafting right now, and yet this is what's going on. So will it affect his coaching? I think by the time we hit September, this is going to be washed over, right?
I'm just saying, if I'm a player, I'm pretty upset as to what's you lost some trust with your team for two reasons. You lied, first of all, because you were like, it was just two people meeting up, nothing happened. And then all these pictures come out of you guys making out at a bar. So clearly that was a bold-faced lie, and you've been doing this for a long time. B, I think that you lose some trust in your players. I don't know, because you're sleeping with a reporter. That seems alarming. What does she know about, if I'm a player, that's what I'm thinking. What does she know about me that she found out in a kind of a scummy way? Very.
It's a good point. Yeah, this is a really odd situation. And now it makes you think, you brought up the A.J. Brown thing. Could the Pats pull themselves out of A.J. Brown talks because they got too much going on to focus on with this? No
They're
way,
we can't handle A.J. Brown. Or would A.J. Brown offset all the...
No, you're right.
We need
it's a
two
distraction, yeah. Because I did see something on Twitter this morning that the Rams are they're not out of the A.J. Brown talk. I certainly think it would be weird because obviously they have Devontae Adams, so I don't know how that would work out. But it still feels especially with Mekhi Lemon going to Philly, that's going to be the move. But who knows? Very, very interesting stuff. Okay, let's reiterate. Tomorrow, Pistons, they are back in the playoffs. Game 3 against the Magic. Going to Orlando. 2.5-point favorites right now is Detroit. Confidence level, 1 to 10 right now, Ben, going into tomorrow's game.
8. I'm feeling pretty good, which is funny. I think I need to be better at just staying level-head throughout the course of a series, whether that's in basketball or baseball for that matter. Because I tend to overreact. And I think that's part of doing a daily show.
I was just about to say,
is overreacting.
You kind of have to overreact. That's my job. I'm supposed to be the guy that's dude, chill out.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You're pretty good at that job. I got to give you credit. I would say right now I'm feeling pretty confident. Now, if they lose game 1 and all of a sudden they're down 2-1, yeah, you start to freak out a little bit. But I'm feeling pretty good after that game.
This is the game, though. You lose this one, you're just going down 2-1. Look at...
It gets scary.
How do you think the Knicks are feeling right now? Going down 2-1, going into a game 4 on the road.
On the road, yeah.
That's not fun. So, and this is a close line as well. This is definitely, I don't want to say the biggest game of the series because game 2 was. You couldn't go down 2-0 at home. But, this is the swing of the series right here. Pistons win this one. I feel 100% confident they're pulling this thing out. It's just so funny. I click on this to see the times for tomorrow, and I just get a Stephen A. Smith video. I'm so sick of the Knicks right now. That's just what the quote says, and it's just Stephen A. going off. They lose last night to the Hawks on a C.J. McCollum late game mid-range pull-up. Jay goes in. Hawks win it. They're up 2-1. That game is also tomorrow at 6, game 4 of that series. Game 3 of Thunder Suns is at 3:30 tomorrow, and Nuggets T-Wolves game 4 tomorrow night.
I am very worried for the Denver Nuggets. No Aaron Gordon. Who knows when he's coming back? And they got smoked yesterday. After the Timberwolves started, we're talking all that crazy garbage about Denver. They didn't have a response for that. They scored 11 points in the first quarter. They might be done.
Who are you more worried for? The Denver Nuggets or the San Antonio Spurs going into tonight?
I would say the Nuggets. Because if the Spurs...
And they already are down 2-1, yeah.
If the Spurs... At least they know they're getting Wemby back. I don't know if they know that they're getting Aaron Gordon back.
True. And, Peyton Watson didn't play either. He was the reason why the Nuggets stayed afloat when Aaron Gordon was out for a large chunk of the season because Watson was great. They had neither of those guys.
You know what I almost hope happens? I hope Wemby misses 2 games. The Spurs go down 3-1. And then right from the get, Wemby's first playoff series ever, it's yep, you thought right. He's coming back from 3-1 and writing the legend for himself this early.
This guy is obsessed with Wembanyama.
How can you
not be? He wants his team to go down 3-1 so he can come back from a 3-1 victory. Or 3-1 deficit.
The legend would start early for the kid.
Okay.
Come on. You love watching Wemby too.
Sure, but I'm not you know what? No. Here's the storyline that I'm envisioning. The Pistons are in the playoffs, man. Let's focus on them.
Okay, fine. But for 10 seconds, put the Pistons over there. Who are your favorite players to watch in the playoffs? It's matter LeBron and Wemby.
I was just going to say, I'm rooting for LeBron outside of the Pistons, and that's it.
The king and the alien.
I'm, of course, rooting for LeBron.
The king, the alien, and the car parts.
I mean, the fact that LeBron without Luka and Reeves is up 2-0, that's a better story than Wemby coming back from 3-1.
It's a 9-point dog tonight.
I do like
Is that
Wemby,
tonight
though.
or
I'm not
tomorrow?
doing like a hater of Wemby thing. That's tonight. I was just going to say the game's tonight. Celtics Sixers at 7 on Prime. Lakers Rockets at 8 on Prime. And Spurs Blazers at 10:30 on Prime.
There we go.
Who are your winners tonight? Pick them.
Spurs. Lakers.
Lakers go up 3-0.
And Celtics.
I think the books have already lost way too much money against the Lakers in the first 2 games of this series. They were underdogs at home twice and won both of those games. There's no way they win tonight. Houston is 8.5-point favorites right now.
I kind of think Houston just sucks. I kind of think they're just not.
I mean,
not very
I'm
good.
kind of with you, but like they can't lose this one. I don't think they're very good either. I think the Lakers win this series, but I wonder what I do want to check the odds on that because, yeah, to win the series, Lakers only minus 150. They're up 2-0.
Can we parlay that?
With what?
The Pistons? Would that get you even? Probably not, but maybe.
I mean, Pistons are only minus. It would get you to plus 122. Lakers and Pistons to each win their first round
Kyle.
series. Is that the lock of the day?
I don't know if
No,
it's
it
the lock
can't
of the day,
be.
but I will be betting on it personally in a matter of seconds.
Okay, that sounds good. While you do that, I will quickly tell everyone what's going on in the NHL tonight. Lightning versus Canadiens. Game 3 of that series is at 7. The Knights versus the Mammoth, 1-1 as well. Game 3 at 9:30. And then Oilers Ducks, big one there. See if the Oilers can try to continue to go on another playoff run. They are also tied 1-1. That game is at 10 p.m. tonight.
Okay, there we
Yeah,
go.
I want to make that wager too.
Throw in the Spurs, get it to plus, or throw in the Thunder, get it to plus 123.
It goes up 1.001.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right. When we come back, we'll have our 3 traditions to close out every single show. Just so you guys know, if you don't have to be a pro to get pro level care. Whether you're hitting the gym, the field, or just staying active, Covenant Healthcare Sports Medicine helps you prevent injuries, recover quickly, and keep doing what you love.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mix. By Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
We have 3 traditions before we close out every show and then go grab Pizza Baker. The first of those traditions is our lock of the day.
Not 6, not 7.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
So Victor Wembanyama out of tonight's game with the concussion for San Antonio, which means they're missing 25, 30, 40, who knows how many points per game.
It's a good point.
Somebody else has got to score. I think it's the guy with the most playoff experience, the guy who's been there, done that. De'Aaron Fox is averaging 22 points per game in games that Wemby does not play for the Spurs. Right now, him to score 20 is minus 111. Am I remembering that correctly? Minus 105?
Yeah, no, it's minus 111. I must have I put it as minus 120 on the graphic, but I wrote it down as minus 111 though. So I don't know why. I must have just forgot to change it from yesterday. That's on me.
Well, either way, he scores 22 a game.
Hand up accountability in the Big 2-6. That one's on me.
When Wemby doesn't play. So I think the guy with playoff experience kind of says, you know what, like Castle, you're awesome. You're the foundational part of this team, but I got to be the one to step up here. So I'm going to be shooting the ball a ton here.
Yeah.
against Portland, even though this game's on the road. But I got him to score 20 tonight. Somebody's got to score 20
With
for
Drew Holiday likely all up on him.
Probably, yeah. Somebody's got to score 20 tonight for the Spurs, right?
I would have just bet Scoot Henderson to have 40. I mean, that guy's awesome.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox to score 20, minus 111. A chance for Ben to really keep his hot streak going. 4 days in a row is your all-time high in the Big 2-6.
Wow. Is it tied or just
it could
individually?
Tie it. It could tie it today. You've hit 3 days in a row.
Oh, I see.
The last time you hit 3 days in a row, by the way, okay, it wasn't that long ago. It was at the end of February, about 2 months.
Pretty long.
It's pretty long. But yeah, you are right now just about 9 units down in 2026. You're just about 5 units down in April so far. So you hit this today, you're going to have a week next week to really try to get, you go plus 100, plus 150 every day. You could potentially, if you hit all of them, get back up for April, which would be crazy because you were at one point almost 8 units down in the month of April somehow.
It'd be the comeback of the year.
It really would be, and it all starts today with Fox to get 20.
What do you think? Taylor fade, my
Fading.
friend.
I'm fading.
What?
You've hit too many days in a row. I've gotten all the tails every time you have. It's just the law of
That's not nice, brother.
law of probability here.
It's not nice at all, my friend.
Nope, it's not.
That's our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
We got a bunch of basketball on tonight. We got the day 2 of the draft. It's Friday night. You know what sounds awesome? A nice, cold Yinling. Nothing pairs better with game day or draft day than a nice, cold Yinling. Whether you're locked in for kickoff, tip-off, or your team making their selection, it's got that crisp, smooth taste you just can't get anywhere else. Kind of like when your team's firing on all cylinders. Just doesn't get better than that. It's one of those game day staples. You've got the crew, you've got the TVs up loud, and something cold in your hand, so you are all set. Another round of Yinling, and now it really feels like game day. Our second tradition to close out every show is our game of the day.
Game of the day.
What do you think today, Kyle? It's probably got to be a playoff game, right?
Yep.
I think it has to be. No, it's got to be the Lakers game. Lakers, Rockets, 8-10. That's what I'm going with the game of the day. LeBron James up 2-0. Can he close out the Rockets on the road? It's not going to be a Spurs team without Wemby. I don't enjoy watching Boston as much. It's got to be the Lakers. Just give me the ugly hoops. Give me the rock fight that has been the Lakers and Rockets series. That, I think, is the most watched television event of tonight.
I'm thinking so, too. You went with the draft yesterday.
I think that was a valid play.
I think it was a valid play. I mean, I was probably watching the draft more than I was watching the other games, even though Hawks-Knicks was great. The Timberwolves-Nuggets certainly wasn't, even though we like that series a ton. With the guys out for Denver, it just wasn't that good of a series, especially in Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, LeBron and KD, round 2. Let's keep doing this thing. And, Houston is huge favorites. There's so much pressure on them, yet they're favorites. Feels like the Lakers are playing with nothing to lose, yet they're up 2-0.
Yeah, it's weird,
it's a really
man.
weird situation going on there. So I'm with you. I think this is a really fun series, and it's at a reasonable time tonight as well. So that's the best part about it.
I mean, it's not on at
Get to watch the whole game.
Butt crack of dawn.
No, that's what they did for Spurs Blazers. They said, wait, the Spurs are playing without Wembanyama?
Yeah, you guys
it's
can play it.
Henderson versus De'Aaron Fox. You guys can play at 2 in the morning because that's essentially what's happening.
You know what? He's not all that off. He really isn't.
The
What's
game
that,
will be
a
on
10:40 start?
It's a 10:30 start. Yeah, the game will be on until 2 in the morning.
10:45 start, realistically.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
just,
wait,
what are we
Portland's
doing?
first home playoff game since Dame was around, 10:45 start.
Well, I mean, it'll be 7:40 there. So even
No,
so.
I understand.
Yeah, that's, time zones. That's how they work.
Right?
Game of the day.
Yep, go
I
ahead.
got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must-see TV.
All right, we've got one last thing to get to. What is Colin Cowherd going to open up his show with? Yesterday I got a point because Kyle, for some reason, didn't pick the draft.
Whoa,
and I just
whoa.
swooped in and took
Slow
one.
your roll. You said yesterday, wow, I like that pick. I really like that pick.
I don't even remember what it was.
Now you're zagging. OKC foul baiting stuff. You're like, oh, that's a good pick.
Yeah. But it was the draft day. I took the draft and I got a point. Now it's my turn to go first.
Yeah, you took the draft day. Okay, so today, can I get sports as mine today? Can I pick just sports?
I'll let you take
as my first
basketball.
pick.
I'll let you take basketball if you'd like to take basketball.
No, let's reel this back in, man.
I
Guessing
think
Collins
the
Open.
draft
We've
was
gotten
okay
too
simply
broad.
because
It's
you
okay
didn't
to
take
pick the draft on the day of the draft.
Okay. I will I
It's
will
your turn to
take
go
Ty
first.
Simpson to the Rams being his open.
Ooh.
There's a little more draft specific open for
Well,
you.
yeah, I wasn't going to let you do it again. Obviously, he's going to talk about the draft
It's
today.
Ty Simpson. It's the best situation possible for him. Everyone liked him, but he didn't have a ton of experience. Only had 15 starts at Alabama. Now he gets to go to Sean McVay and learn under Matt Stafford. Sounds like a perfect predecessor. That's his take.
I think there's a lot of options today. That's the issue. He did a Mendoza thing yesterday.
There's no Mendoza take today.
There wasn't one yesterday either. You know,
That's true.
He loves Mendoza. He continues to talk about him. I really think there's something here with this Mike Vrabel thing, and they can tie but it's not really the draft. It just kind of is about the draft. I don't think it's going to be the pick, but certainly it is.
Wait, what Mike Vrabel thing? To be clear, what are you talking about?
The counseling.
Oh, going to counseling
Yes, going to counseling.
and missing the draft
Missing the draft
because he slept with a reporter
Sure.
and had been for 6 years.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Just wanted to make sure we were talking about the same
Darren
thing.
Peterson entered the draft, by the way. I think the Jeremiah Love thing, kind of just like how crazy it is. I don't think it's quite lead worthy. The
Arizona.
Cowboys getting Caleb Downs as like a Cowboys, like this is what the Cowboys did after trading away Micah Parsons. They got Caleb Downs. They got this edge rusher, Jerry Jones. Did he actually win the trade type thing?
I liked yesterday for Dallas. I really
yeah.
did.
I kind of like that. I think that's where I'm leaning. This Michigan stuff with Sharon Moore is the top of ESPN right now, too.
It's getting
She went on GMA this morning.
Michigan
Ooh,
fans, be prepared
it's gonna be
for
tough this weekend.
yeah, man.
I
Sharon
mean,
Moore's already
Sharon's
lost
gone.
everything.
Yeah, so it's like
Ward Manuel's the guy who has a lot on the line on Sunday night. To be clear, Paige Shiver, the staffer that Sharon had a relationship with, is going on. What is it? 60 Minutes?
I think so. Yeah, and
Did
she was
Good
on
Morning
GMA
Football.
this morning.
Yeah, or Good Morning America.
She was with Kyle Brandt on NFL
I'm just
Network.
saying, Ward Manuel is watching that shivering. No pun intended. It's
Nice.
not something to make
Good one.
fun of. I'm like saying this very seriously. Ward Manuel's like probably watching that, kind of afraid of getting outed. Because if she comes out and says he knew about this the whole time and nothing happened, yeah, man, it's not good.
Okay, with all that being said, I'm Jeremiah Love, your favorite to be Rookie of the Year over Fernando Mendoza, by the way. Those have already come out. I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys thing, the Caleb Downs Cowboys thing.
Okay, there we go. We'll talk to you guys on Monday. Hopefully the Pistons are up 2-1 by then. Hopefully the Tigers can keep this up too and keep a hold of first place in the AL Central. Talk to you guys on Monday. See you later.
The Ben Bosscher